All right,
What's
ladies and
happening,
gentlemen.
guys?
Yep. I'm going to want to welcome you to another week of talking with some of the admins, get a little generalized chat going on. We got Slant Six Billy here. We got Kehoe, both West Coast guys, and then we got the two Midwestern guys. You got Dutch up there in the lower peninsula of Michigan, and then I'm here in Ohio. So I want to welcome you to the afternoon chat. We're going to get some safety points going here through Slant Six Billy. We're going to do a little bit of a show update, and we got some tech we're going to talk about. So, Bill, go ahead and take over for your little safety points.
All right, guys. What do I have in my hand? I've got a 4-post ballast. And for most cars that are at least not the lean burn cars, you got to have at least 3 of these, in your car in cruising times right now. Keep one in the glove box, one in the trunk, one under seat, whatever you get. Keep 3. In fact, I found these all over the place for cheap. I think I paid even less than $1. This one's used, but I think it was put in the car by me and then pulled back out when I was troubleshooting. Turned out I had a bad coil, but I've seen these for cheap. I think I bought like a dozen for like $5, to be honest with you. Just get them, keep them in the car. The other couple of things, obviously, we know, keep a couple of voltage regulators. Those puppies are stupid, broken right out of the box. We know this. Yep. So if you can find some NOS ones or Made in America ones or whatever, grab them. A couple years back, I think at a swap meet, a guy had them. The cardboard was falling apart. How much? Oh, $5. I grabbed them both. And I think I gave one to Ricky Irwin when Elvira wasn't charging there that one year. Turned out he did have a missing wire. But, yeah, that's the silly stuff you need. You need your ballast, voltage regulators, maybe like 2 extra, ignition box, And remember, you can run a 4-wire ignition box on a 5-wire car. You can't do the other way around. So just run like that, have a couple of spares. You're going to have your toolbox. You're going to have your extra belts. Anything else, I mean, yeah, sure, you can run with an extra starter. You can run an extra distributor. Have a friend with a tow truck or AAA at that point because, don't get stuck on the side of the road.
That is a good point there to bring up AAA.
Yeah,
AAA is a very good thing for guys who have classic cars to be able to get because a lot of these tow truck guys are big time car guys themselves. They know how to hook up to classic cars. AAA, you're talking like it's $120 for the entire year. You get 100 miles for a free tow. So $120 for the entire year. You blow a tire, your distributor burns up. You get you forget your extra parts at home. That AAA is going to save you. It's worth the extra little insurance. Plus, you get good discounts in other places.
Another little handy thing to have. Maybe throw these in the trunk. These are your quick fix to battery cables for whatever it is. I've seen battery cables just fall apart. You've got the nicer one. It's brass and it's got a quick disconnect in it. And you got the cheaper one. This will get you home. Just again, try to build yourself up a kit of stuff to have, for the just in case. Because then, 100 and whatever for AAA. But if it's daylight and you have a couple of hand tools, you can get yourself home with, something like this. Just something to have. Notice they're not in the car; they're on the workbench because I'm an idiot. But so that's pretty much it for the tip. Can't drive it home hard enough, but good luck motoring out there. What else we got for tonight, guys?
Probably going to do a little bit of a show update, just letting people know if you're going to go to Carlisle, try to get registered on our Missing Link Mopar. Bill, you got anything show-wise up in your area?
Well, we have a big show next Saturday. It is called the Landis Ave Cruise. It's in Vineland, New Jersey. It is like the second June weekend every year. It's going on for 30 some years. And it's a big cruise. I mean, it's like, to give you an idea, Vineland is a very large city in the southern portion of the state. Big agriculture, has its own power plant. So it's your basic old time town. It looks like a town from the Midwest. It looks like that kind of town. It's got a railroad track running through the town. It's got a theater, and they set cars up. Yeah, it sets up cars on either side running back. There's videos I've put up years ago when I first took my car up and back, because they let you park, they let you cruise. It's a good, and they got vendors and stuff, and like the local auto shops. I think Pep Boys, they stole my idea. They give out Hot Wheels to the kids, So it's a good show. So we actually, Wally and I put together the numbers. So if his dad drives one of his cars and he drives, obviously, one of his other Fs, I drive mine. His buddy Frank Godis drives his 70 Roadrunner. Our new buddy, Mark, with the Dodge Super Coupe, he's going to join in on it. And Arnold with that beautiful J body, that white J body that popped up in the last couple of weeks. He's had it for about a year. That thing is incredible. He brought it to a town show 2 weeks ago, and people were blown away. I mean, like old school guys, new school guys, love the car. So he's going to leak in the back door on
J-bodies
it.
are going to start coming on hard. It sucks because that means I ain't going to be able to afford it anymore.
That car is clean as can be. So, but yeah, that's the big
what
one.
Sucks is that the J bodies and the F bodies are both on the super rides. F bodies are going to be a lot quicker because they have the muscle guys looking at them a little bit more. But for the luxury guys, we love that. That good classic 4-door style ride. Those J bodies. Oh my gosh, those J bodies are going to. I need to get mine done. Is what I need to do. Dustin, what about
definitely.
you? You got anything show oriented coming up?
Well, we got Gilmore on the 23rd of July. We are not doing Carlisle
We're
this year.
Carlisle.
What's that?
That's the weekend after Carlisle, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think it's 2 weeks. I could be wrong.
2 weekends, yeah.
Oh, Krista says 2 weeks.
Yeah, it is 2 weeks. My apologies.
Yeah, we're not doing Carlisle this year. We were going to try for it, but just with how busy we are, and Keo's too short to, say hi to us. So. Oh, look, he's paying attention now.
I'm here.
He's half asleep. I seen he got the T-top out today, and he didn't have to push it, so that's good.
I drove the T-top to a show.
You trailered it?
Drove it.
Oh, okay. I heard trailer.
It drove to the show just fine.
Okay. I just got to check. He's actually selling me that at the end of the year for $1,500 because he can't store it. So it's actually it's in good hands for the moment.
That's not going to happen.
Van Hammer up in the corner.
Oh. No, Chris,
what about you,
we are
Keo?
not doing Carlisle.
What you got shows going on?
Just some local shows that are coming up. Most of them I actually haven't hit in quite some time or at all. Today was a new one for me. They shut down a couple towns over, shut down Main Street and lined them all up. So that was a nice show, really good quality show. A lot of nice cars. But the big one is Carlisle coming up in July.
I'll be seeing you there.
Yep. But that's
I'll try to
really
get that
the biggest
convertible
one
done to get it up there.
What's that?
So I'm gonna try to get that little K car, that little convertible I got going. I'm gonna try to drive it up there.
Oh yeah?
Oh, that black one.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got all the stuff ordered for it last night. It's supposed to be here Wednesday. Everything's supposed to be here Wednesday. I'm gonna do a timing belt on it, head gasket. Just gonna go through the basic little two nuances. Go through the turbo real quick, see if it's still up and going. I am looking for a black and silver interior for that car, Dustin. If you know of any two-tone K-car interiors, I need one for that car. The front seats are toast. But I want to drive that up to Carlisle. It's in wonderful shape. Top still works. I need to fix 2 windows.
We got one locally. A guy, he's been popping into the shows locally. It's a black one. It's convertible. It's like immaculate. I mean, the motor's been painted up real nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with this
Incredible.
one.
I
it will
still
be
got
for
quite a
sale.
few K cars in my big yard, so I'll check it out for you, Brian.
Well, if you got a black and silver, if you got black and silver interior in there, that's the vinyl interior. I need the front seats. Other than that, the rest of the car is great.
That means you're gonna have to come up and visit me before Carlisle.
That's fine. I got a minivan, as you can see.
Is that
One
the free
thing
candy
I
one?
missed.
Is there
I haven't been
bars
to
on the
a
window
show.
so they can't get out?
No. This ain't the free candy one. That's where all my parts are.
One thing I missed a lot. I haven't been to a show in a while now. But the appreciation. You know, people will walk right past a AAR CUDA to check out the F body or the M body because you just don't see
Yeah.
them.
Well, that's the
Don't
thing is what we was
see
talking
'em.
about here a couple of weeks ago was that the guys who went to high school with these cars, the Aspens, the Velaris, the Cordovas, this generation of cars is the reason why they're getting so much appreciation now is because it takes them back to their high school days or grandpa's car they had while they was in high school. And it's just, man, it's turning into be an awesome generation for our vehicles now.
Absolutely. They got a lot. There was a lot of appreciation today. People loved it.
I had that yesterday. We went to that little small local show. It was like $300 or 300 cars, and of course, I can't be the only Super Coupe there. There's only 5 Super Coupes in Michigan, but Jim had to drag his up from an hour and a half away to come be at the show, and I didn't even know he was coming. But that thing is beautiful. I mean, it makes mine look like a dumpster fire, but it was great to go and see it and document it and seeing he has all the original paperwork. He bought that car new. He ordered it. He has the original order sheet. He has the final sales invoice. He has everything. And
that's awesome.
Unfortunately, the car was wrecked not too long ago. So he actually went through and redid the whole car. So it's not 100% original anymore, but he did bring it back to stock. But it sucks because it looks like he took beautiful care of it before that. But he wants to go down to Tim's in the fall, and he's like, I didn't want to do a 4-hour drive. I'm like, you live in Battle Creek. I'm pretty sure it's like 2 hours. And so he wants the convoy. So there'll be a duo of Super Coupes driving the Tims. So
heck yeah,
that'd be cool.
Awesome.
So what's Keo going to bring to Carlisle, though, is the question.
I will probably not be bringing
I'm
a
bringing
car.
Kehoe a bunch of parts.
I don't own a trailer currently, so that becomes a dilemma when you're needing the trailer for that many days.
Sell the Jeep.
No, I don't think so. The
You
Jeep
still
will
have the
probably
Jeep that
die
got
with me.
hit?
Yeah.
That thing was totaled, wasn't it?
Well, insurance totaled it, but it wasn't structurally totaled. It just needed a
He did
door
some
and a little bit of quarter work.
He did some redneck stuff, but he didn't even consult me, so he didn't even do it right. There was no torches or explosions involved. So it just
I didn't need
No
torches.
PBR?
I needed a come along and a tree.
I've
Somebody
done
did it
that.
right, and that thing would have been just fine.
I've done that.
Came out nice.
I've broken a come along, pulling a vehicle back. I've done that a couple of times. My ex-fiance's Camaro, I think I pulled a dent from a Harley Davidson out of the side of it.
I'll tell
do
you
what
that
you can
one right
do.
now, though. That trick does not work on a 2001 Buick Century. Does not work. Tried it. My sister-in-law hit a deer. She says she hit a deer, but she bent the front passenger frame rail in 1.5 inches to the side of the car. I've never seen a deer bend a frame rail. So, anywho, that's besides the point. All right, so let's go into our next topics here. You guys wrote it down. Some ISO delete talk, some header options, it looks like. Small block header talk, what works, what doesn't. Viscouch could be a couple others. And, oh, shoot. Let's get ready for that.
What's up, Travis?
Hey, Travis is in.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Figured I'd jump in
Not
this
too
one
bad, man.
being an XF body owner.
Yeah, I was going to say, how that little white one that you stole up there here to Dave Elliott. I'm not sure what Dave's doing with it yet, but you got that little D50 going now, don't you?
Yeah, that's still not right because it's got a Ford motor in it.
I was going to say, when are we ripping that out and throwing a 318 that damn thing?
Do what? You're breaking up.
I said, when are we pulling that 302 out and putting the 318 in?
Well, see, I got an extra 440 laying around.
Hey, those trucks fit 440s. You got to take out the inner fenders completely, but they do fit 440s.
Yeah, I've seen them.
So, give me one moment, guys. I got to go check some settings at work. You guys go ahead and do some tech talk. I'll be right back.
Later on.
All right. So we're gonna do ISO delete. Dustin, you got some stuff for us?
Yeah. Go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk. I'll get it ready.
All right, real quick. So, I mentioned one of our new guys, Mark with the Super Coupe locally. He's tagging along with us in Gators. He came across window cranks, Dorman 76960. Gator grabbed 2 for me because I had mismatched door window cranks on the 4-speed car. To give you an idea, I pulled off the old ones. And if you can see, look at the little silver button in the middle. This one.
Yeah,
Not
they're
the
almost
same.
identical.
It's
Almost.
this one's almost, I want to say 5/8, and this one's only about maybe just under half an inch. And the rubber is different. You can see maybe there you go.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the arm itself is pretty damn close with the tapering and the inlay, but then the back is different. They are not the same. So it was driving me nuts. My OCD kicking in. I'm like, I just need matched handles. And there's probably a bunch out there. In fact, the SEs and the Premiers, they've got that bigger, it's almost like 2.5 inch blocky window crank. It's nicer, but this is more of a standard looking Mopar one. But yeah, so again, Dorman 76960. Weren't that much money.
Cool.
The availability is nice.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, something I learned from having an F body. There ain't nothing for an F body.
No. I will say, recently I don't have it out to show, but I recently bought a dash pad from ABC Moparts for an F body, and man, the fit and finish it's perfect. Perfect fit. It looks just like the original. I'm really, really, really happy with it. It's nice to have that option to get them.
I got 4 cores for them. I got to get it to them.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
he needs them.
Yeah, I got 4. I had a 5th one, but it's up there on the halo top roof. It doesn't need anything. Somebody it's newly covered. We got it off of the car back in August in the yard, and I thought it was just a perfect dash pad. And then Mike Woj was like, "Nah, that's a cover." I'm like, oh well. So it's a powder baby blue dash pad. I mean, it doesn't need to be redone, but someone needs a powder blue dash pad. I got one. I think I got 100.5 into it, so that's all I want. Just get me what I got into it.
That's one of the hottest colors to find in good shape.
How do I delete that part of the video? Oh, sorry.
There you go again.
Hey, Heavens Mopars. All right. I wanted to see if I can figure this out where I do it right. This is for, one thing I do is screen share. I think we'll try it. Keep talking, Willie, while I figure this out.
Gotcha. So we were talking about shows, and I've mentioned it the last couple of weeks. I cheat. Obviously,
All right.
it's on its way up. Here we go. There you go.
I figure it out. Okay. All right. So this is for the guys that are doing. Let's see if I can make this full screen. That might be as good as it's going to get for now. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it looks good.
this is for the ISO clamp deletes. These are for the guys that are doing it from like a 7 1/4 to an 8 1/4 swap, and then you want to use the B-body shackles. The only part that you're going to have to make on this whole thing is going to be this washer. This is the OD of it is 1 5/8. It's a 3/8 ID, and then it's a 1/4 inch thick, and it has to fit perfect in your ISO clamp mount there. Otherwise, if you put a standard in there, it's going to walk all out, and your axle's going to want to throw out on you. So
what were those
that's what
dimensions again, Dustin?
The OD of it is 1 inch and 5/8. It's a 3/8 ID, and then it is a 1/4 inch thick. And it's a standard 3/8 spring bolt. That's all you need to convert your car over to the B-body shackles like this, so you can get a way better shock selection. And in this instance, this is straight off a 68 Charger. So you could, and when you get into those shock choices, you can, you're dealing with Chargers, C-bodies, all that stuff. And it just opens up so many more possibilities than what we have optioned. You can also order this plate from Firm Feel or something like that. But I find the best source is C-bodies because everybody parts out C-bodies. And I will get this back off of here. So we're back to the regular screen.
Now, when I did my 8 3/4, I just took everything off it, and the 8 3/4 went right on the stock bolt there, stock
Right.
spring bolt,
Well,
and didn't move around.
Well, the 8 3/4 would be using the different mounts. Those mounts that you need that for is the 8 1/4 and 7 1/4s that already had the ISO.
The
clamps.
ISO.
They have that giant rubbers.
If you kept the factory rear.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a big hole cut in the perch for the F bodies or FMJs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Instead
not
of just a
something you're
small
doing with
pin
it.
hole like with the 8 3/4.
It's just an odd shape, and I've seen people take washers and stack them together, weld them, and then grind them down. And I had my dad make those at his shop in like 2 minutes, and it was much easier just to make him do it. So if you go to a local machine shop, they're really easy to have made, so it won't cost you nothing. But yeah, there's some people, 8 3/4 are expensive, and going and getting an 8 1/4 out of a wagon or something. There's a lot of good solutions.
Yeah.
I mean, my tan RT's got one out of a Diplomat cop car, and it's got 355 Sure Grip. That's a great swap.
Nice.
So, but yeah, Willie, you wanted to talk headers tonight?
You mentioned the 7 1/4. Does anybody have a source for 7 1/4 U-bolts?
You
Oh,
can
the
buy them
flattened
new.
ones?
You can buy them new at any of your local spring stops. You're able to get them for a Diplomat, no problem at one of our local spring and leaf spring stops.
Okay.
Hey, it's Tall
John.
John. What's up?
What's up, Travis? What's up, Dutch? Hey, Slant.
He's-
Keo. Hoser.
Not cool.
Sorry.
So did you want to talk headers tonight, Willie?
So it's interesting you mentioned that. I was on the phone with Wally Gator not about an hour ago, and his 78, which has that nice, nasty 340 in it, that 78 Roadrunner, that orange one that everybody likes because it's a non-spoiler, just orange with the stripes, no louvers. But he keeps getting a header leak on that puppy. And those are headers that I grabbed from a local guy, Mopar guy. They were for a B body. So their fitment's a little So as mentioned, we know that there are easy headers that cost you money. And then there's the Summit Racing. God, I hope these things fit. And then I'm going to make them fit. So nobody likes to smash on headers, but it's the frustration of you got it bolted in and it just won't go. And 2x4 and a hammer can make anything fit.
Did you ever see the video with Engine Masters where they beat them headers up? Man, I was always just so bummed out when I had to put a nick or a ding in them, and then I saw that video.
And realize it makes
30 years ago, I'm going, no, you can't do that. And I
Yeah.
see that video, and now take a cheese grater to it. Who cares?
Well, I have noticed on some of the cheaper headers, you got to put a straight edge across them and make sure they seal.
Yep.
The quality's not getting better.
Yeah.
Nope.
Now my
I noticed that
TTI
in
is
North
put up
America.
right away, but those are TTI headers. I think they're stupid expensive,
Yes, they are.
but they fit well.
They
It's
do.
a lot
That's
better.
true.
You're getting your better clearance because you don't have the tube that's going under your steering linkage. All the TTIs sit high above, and you'll notice too when they come down, they're actually level. They're equal with each other. If you
Mhm.
get any other style headers, they're staggered, and then you have to start playing with pipes. One side's
Right.
longer than the other.
Are you any good at playing with pipes?
So touch back on that a minute. So the TTIs, you don't have to break your steering link down. You're able just to lay them in the car, drop the motor in, and bolt them up. We all know headers coming in, coming out, they got to go in from the bottom, and the motor's got to come up a little bit. You're going to be fighting it.
So I went TTIs on my Super Coupe, and you can get the driver's side in. Well, you can do both sides, but I know the driver's side was generally harder. And the TTIs, I didn't have to jack the motor up. I was able to get them snugged right in and bolted up just fine.
I had to rock my
Was it-
motor either direction to get the headers in easy. I mean, I probably could have got them in there without it, but I did. I loosened the
It's tight. It's not, you don't still have a ton of room, but
Right.
it can be done. But that's the most expensive choice too.
right because I think I had close to 900 in mine.
Yep.
only
Quality wise,
tip I
I
can-
think they're really good. I don't know if it's worth though. I paid up to have the internal coating and the external ceramic coating, and my Super Coupes did sit for a whole year without being ran. Well, I popped the hood and I had all speckled rust on the outside of those headers from sitting.
Wow.
So didn't expect to see that after spending so much money and only sat for a year, but
Was it only a year though?
it was just a year.
Okay, we'll just put it in the carrier.
Who'd we lose? Kehoe?
Well,
Bye-bye.
they were the only ones that had the, what were they, 2 1/8 primaries? The 3.5 collectors? They're biggest headers I could find for my motor to fit in a car.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we lost Metzler too. What are you doing
Yeah.
tonight, John?
What's that?
So what are you doing tonight?
Just hanging. Nothing special. was trying to find somebody to entertain me, and it ends up being you guys tonight.
Oh man, I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I didn't feel like getting over on Uncle Tony's.
What's that?
So I didn't feel like getting on Uncle Tony's live tonight. That's always, it just gets boring.
Well, you already know me. I don't get into Uncle.
Oh, I know. I know.
No issues. I just don't get into his thing.
Yeah.
So, as I mentioned, I was on the phone with Gator about an hour ago, and so it's been a while since we published any videos or photographs. That's my bad. I'm usually behind the camera. Gator's in front of it, and some of Gator's Mopars. So to give you guys a quick insight, he just got two more to the collection. Another Super Coupe and a 75 red Roadrunner. We put a picture up probably a few months ago. He bought it probably 6 months ago. He actually bought the car. So it's an E58 75 Roadrunner. It's got air conditioning, and he dumped a little gas in the carb, fired it up. Carb, need new carb. It's got a thermoquad on it. It's a little junky, but says it sounds healthy. It'll run. Needs some, little bit of this, a little bit of that. Torsion bar, and that's a B body, so it's got the the parallel torsion bars. So we'll have some pretty good videos coming at you over the course of the next couple months with what we're doing at Gators. Because again, that 75 B body Roadrunner, it's a long, missing gem. I mean, he's got the white one with the 440 that'll beat the daylights out of most cars, even though all the metal is flapping as it's going up the road. But it's fun and it's fast. The red one, little bit more to it. Again, it's kind of an all original car, but it's got the paper clips on the thermoquad. Somebody old school hack, So we're gonna, document putting a real nice thermoquad on that, hooking up the linkage. It'll move. I mean, he put it into drive. He drove it, but it's a few months out, maybe 1 or 2 months out to get it up on the road and do a hefty burnout. So more to follow than that.
John said something the other day. He said he was going to bring me snow, so I actually went out and did some more videos and stuff.
No. So you sit at home and edit them. You already got enough material. You just got to get in that house and edit and drink a beer.
It's hard finding time for that at the moment. I need to see.
That's why I need to bring you snow.
Yeah, I need to have an editing guy. That's what I need.
Yeah.
I thought about talking to Ruben the other day and see if he could do a couple of them for me. I got some really nice ones. I have some great ideas, but I have no idea how to do them right.
Dude, your videos are edited great. You just don't. So is it the program you're using is difficult or what? Because we use both of us. Me and Ruben both use we use the shot. Dang it, what's it called? Shotcut.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm using Microsoft Video Editor.
I know people have had success with that, but we use let me see here. Yeah, Shotcut. That's it. And it's real easy to drag and drop videos into it. And if you want to add music, it's easy to add a second track or cut. There's stuff where I've had the bad sound in the background, so I just do a quick commentate right there or something. It's real easy to do. So
yeah,
I'll reach out to that buddy of mine with the lifted Ram Charger. He's got I think he's got a really decent editing tool. I just can't remember the name of it, so I'll ask him what he's got. But I mean, he's putting out a video a week, and it's a good half-hour video. But I know in my days of putting out long videos, it was too much work. So I'm back to the 5-minute, 15-minute, and then that's it. I just can't put a lot of emphasis or effort into it because it's just I feel like what used to be an all day, all night, and then I'd publish it. I'm like, wow, it was a half hour's worth of video that took me 19 hours to get ready. And that was using that.
We have the whole honey.
The Windows, the Microsoft editor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to get our big trip video out yet, and I haven't even done that. I mean, that's one of those, it's hard to, there's lots of time lapses. You got to cut them down, but I mean, I want to get that one out there. I think people love that video personally.
Well, you got a lot of your stuff is pretty much without edit so far that I've seen. So you must, I don't know. I mean, you got a lot of stuff that just goes and flows real good.
It's sneaky.
I just need to send you some snow.
Yeah. What do you got there, Will?
This is a magnetic extended, poker. So if you get something down inside where you can't get your fingers, this thing is a pretty strong magnet. I just picked up this C-clamp.
Those are good.
Don't ask me where this came from, but all I know, this is now my new favorite tool. I'm going to reach down and grab things that I dropped 20 years ago that are down inside the car somewhere.
Now, did yours come with a little sleeve that goes over the magnet, so when you're going down, it's not getting stuck to everything? That's the best part of that whole magnet right there.
It's somewhere on the bench right there.
Yeah.
I just picked it up. I'm like, oh, wow, that's magnetic. Cool.
That's awesome. So we're going to go.
Oh.
Do you go by
What's
Will
that?
or Bill? Billy, what do you go by?
So it's interesting that very question was asked to me by the late Phil Lagaris. When he ran into me at Carlisle, and I said, I used to be Slant Six Billy, and then Phil knew me my real name, and he put two and two together, and I said, you know what? I'll take Bill, Slant Six Billy, William. Just don't call me late to dinner, as they would say. But it's interesting. We got a weekly car cruise in my town, and one of the town moms, because I give out Hot Wheels to all the kids. I got a connection at Mattel, and one of the as somebody pointed out, throwing free Hot Wheels out, you get a lot of attractive moms in yoga pants with their kids coming up. I didn't plan on that, but it sort of happened that way. So one mom actually said to me, she goes, why do you have this nickname Slant Six Billy? And I don't know how she found out about it, but I told her, I said, well, I got a Slant Six in the car. And she said, what is that? I said, it's how I catch people by surprise when they realize it's not a Slant Six in the car. Because I don't raise the hood on that for anyone. Simply, I don't want my grill broken when some big old fat belly leans up against it and goes, man, that ain't no Slant Six. And then, the belt buckle smashes the top half of the grill, and then I got to glue another grill back together. So I'll leave the hood down all the way and lat, so nobody knows what's underneath the hood.
Well, cool. Well, I was wondering about the Slant Six part because I think there's a lot of people out there that agree that it's one of the most durable pieces on the planet, but it doesn't get the respect it deserves. So I was going, that's a cool name.
Well, the other F body I have is a 4-speed Slant Six Super Six. It's a 77, and I've actually rotated. So, like I said, it's an every Monday night show car cruise in my town. So I'll take the 79, and then the following week I'll take the 77 4-speed, which has the Slant Six in it. So, of course, last week I brought the 4-speed, and I kid you not, there were $100,000 show cars and exotics. People were walking up and they're like, wow, that's got to be the slowest car here. I said, yeah. I said, but it takes balls to show up with that car, raise the hood, and people go, "It's the slowest car here." And then I'd say, "By the way, does your kid want a Hot Wheels?" So, but of course, I was parked next to Gator's '78 Roadrunner, the orange one. So, beautiful car. '77 is about an 8 out of 10. It's got the NOS replacement fenders on it. Paint, it needs just a go over, maybe a respray, but the interior, everything's there. And I mean, everything's still stamped Mopar underneath. So that's why people are like, why don't you tear that slant out of that and throw something hot in it? Nah, car's too original. Don't want to change a thing.
Yeah, that's my, I got a Barracuda 65 and slant 3 on the tree. Every one of those cars had the engine yanked out for a V8. Not this one. It's going to stay the way our grandparents had them, the way our moms and dads had them, whatever, to show this is what it was like back then. And it ain't no slouch. It ain't no rocket, but it gets up to 80 real vigorously, and that's all that matters.
And that's the thing. The 4-speed, the 77 I have, it tops out around about that 80 mile an hour, but it's the overdrive, so it's sipping gas. You can cruise the highway with that overdrive on, and I mean, it would just it's fun and it's zippy.
That's what
now, if I could find a Sure Grip for that 7 1/4 in it, I'd be really happy because I'm so scared I'm going to bust up those spider gears and then be SOL on driving it.
Yeah. What about that mileage? What do you get out of it?
I'm gonna say when I checked it, it was around 22 miles a gallon.
Nice.
And a lot of people would say, but wait a minute, it's the 2-barrel. Well, I'll be honest with you. I think the 1-barrel is going to get you worse mileage because it doesn't have a good fuel map, on acceleration. It's kind of a dog, sort of, and it's only good around 45 mile an hour. You start to go more, it just starts dumping gas. It'll run rich up top end like that. The 2-barrel doesn't do that. The 2-barrel doesn't like rich out on you at the high end RPM.
There's one thing with mine, it's a 1-barrel, the little Holly that came with it. And, after doing stuff to it and getting the car to run right, I put a camera under the hood. I'm going to put a video out with this someday. I put a camera under the hood and looking down into the throat with a bunch of lights, and it never gets into the main at 55 miles an hour. It sits in the off idle all the time. And that's the 1-barrel. Now with the 2-barrel, I don't know. I think it would get off into the main then. And that would be a big increase in not only, first of all, the 2-barrel would make a lot more power because that motor, I don't know what RPMs, I don't have a tack on it, but let's just say $4,000. It's pulling like 5 inches of vacuum. It's ugly with that 1-barrel. But the 1-barrel is just barely cracked open to do the 55, and it never gets on the main. Never.
Now, is that the one you're going to convert over to fuel injection?
Yeah. Yeah, me and Ken are going to do it. Me and Tall Garage are going to do it. Put that fuel injection on there.
Good.
No, if I could put a thermoquad on it, I would.
I looked at my thermoquad pile the other day, and it's starting to become more of a mountain. So
yeah,
I have to look through some of my rare numbers and see what I want to offload. I got a bunch of 340 ones, so might be a couple.
I'll be honest, that 318 2-barrel, that's basically what sits on a Super 6 with just like one little air hat different. That's different on them because I'm actually running a 2-barrel that was meant for the 318 while I get the original rebuilt. I drove a Slant 6 Volare in 80 with the 4-barrel intake, the Clifford, and he had like the 390 CFM. I mean, it looked cool, had a chrome valve cover. It was too much carb. I mean, he had headers and he had a 2-in-1. I thought, wow, this thing's going to be really fun to drive. So I bought it. It was a year and a half ago. The 2-barrel I felt was a little bit more responsive, got out of the hole nicer. I mean, I I mean, no doubt that 4-barrel, that Clifford, that car is going to go probably 130 mile an hour top end. It's going to be a while to get it there, but once it's there, it's there. I'm sure of it. But yeah, in terms of fun and games, though, I think the Slant 6 married with the 2-barrel that comes on that 318, it's a happy scenario. And it's a shame that they waited close to 17 years before they stuffed them on the U.S. market. I mean, you could get them internationally. The Slant 6 everywhere else in the world was a hot little, buzzing half dozen.
Yeah, Mexico, I know you could get them. I got one of those I had it in a Challenger, and I put the 2-barrel on it. The 70 Challenger with a slant. And I put the 2-barrel on it. I was never unhappy. 21, 22 miles a gallon, automatic transmission, slapstick automatic. So you could go to the drive-in or whatever you're going to get food, and you could drive down the road with it. You can't do that with your 4-speed. It's a pain in the ass anyhow.
There's actually a 70 Challenger with a 190 in it. There's a 70 Challenger over by Maryland that's been running around for years. The guy just did a fresh rebuild on the 190 in it, and oh shoot, that little car's got like 375,000 miles on it now. He daily drives that thing. He's been daily driving it now for about 15 years.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too is 340, maybe 318 a little bit. Back in the day they'd get 100, 130, 150,000, and they're smoking. And it probably had more to do with the bad oil than anything. But the Slant 6 would go 250, 300 and just keep firing up and going down the road. And, maybe a quart between oil changes. And they're just super, super great that way for sure. And I'm not a big Slant 6 guy, but I got a lot of respect for that thing. It was voted by the European Auto Union or whoever puts this out, something like 3 years in a row is considered as the best engine built worldwide. So it had its day.
Well, they were selling the 4-door F-body with a new sheet metal, the Moldavo, I think it was called, the Sierra Moldavo. And that had, it was I think it had a 3700, which is obviously a 3.7 liter, which is the Slant, the 225.
Yeah.
And those were, from reading articles on them, like Spanish, Swift, whatever they were in Europe. But those things were peppy, and they were able to run with like the likes of like, just the European auto market, and they were happy.
Yeah. Now my Barracuda, I get 26 out of it, and I spent a ton of time working with that carburetor to get it there. But it was a cam change to get it there, and that made it even peppier with the cam change and still improved the gas mileage. But I think there's a ton left, and I know in Europe and in Mexico, they had different cam combinations for those cars than what we have up here, even with the 1 or the 2-barrel that came later.
Yep. And don't forget the Aussie guys, they've got a cam down there. I can't remember the lobe separation on it, but it was something very nasty, like I think 115 degree lobe separation. I mean, it sounded like somebody stacked 3 Harley Davidsons next to each other. I mean, it had such cam clap back slap, and it didn't sound like any Slant I'd ever heard. But when it's on I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. It just got such a wicked, nasty sound to it.
Yeah.
Out of a Slant. But, the other nasty sounding Slant, my dad's uncle, who I'll go with, he was in his 80s when I was a kid. He bought I want to say it was either a Dodge Dart or maybe a Valiant, but it had a misfire on number 5. Turned out it was basically I think that the piston was cracked. I think that piston rod was broke. So basically, it's running on 5 cylinders. Number 5, and I had one do something similar. Number 5 was just a turd, no compression. But my dad's uncle bought one. I think he bought $200 for the car, pulled the spark plug, and just drove it like that with this like Hertz cylinder. Drove it for like 3 years. It just wouldn't stop. Best $200 he ever bought.
Who's that guy? Sad to say, recently passed. I cannot think of the name of his channel, but he had some guy show up at his shop in the Nashville area with a slant 6 in a truck, and they'd gotten some parts from Uncle Tony and a couple of different things going on, and they did that where they left one of the plugs out. Something went wrong. They couldn't fix it. They left the plugs out, and he drove it all the way to Dallas, Texas like that. And I can't remember the name of the guy's channel, though. Somebody knows. Yeah, that can be done.
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh. So.
Well, gentlemen, I'm gonna have to back out of here. I'm sorry I couldn't have been more part of this tonight. I'm still here at work. We're getting ready to finish up this hole we're drilling on. So you guys have a wonderful night. Good seeing you guys. Nice meeting you through a screen there, Paul John. And you guys will see you next week.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Thanks, gentlemen. See you around.
See you, Billy.
All right.
Yep.
We'll see you.
Yep. See you later. See you, John.
What up, Dutch? Are you out?
Oh no, we can keep going. I don't have
Yeah,
anything else to do.
I ain't got nothing to do yet. Till you're ready to leave. I'm good. Where's Ruben?
No, I know. I was hoping he'd come in here. I know Chris is busy tonight. What's Two Hacks doing?
I don't know. Didn't he come? Didn't he say hello?
He did.
Yeah, there he is.
He didn't.
Two Hats said hello. What about who else? What happened to gosh dang it.
No, there's NSB. Oh, what's his? No.
NSB's in here?
Yep.
Sweet.
Ah, there's Ruben.
Well, what happened to
He's coming.
Travis? He said he
Yeah.
had to go?
No, he just lost connection, I think. So
NSB. Lee and Dean, right? Is it Lee and Dean? Dean and Lee?
Is that what it is? I'm
Yeah, I
terrible
think
with
so.
names.
Them two Tennessee boys went down there to Florida. You know, that may be the best state in the union, Florida, right now.
That's what my neighbor says. My neighbor, he's a snowbird, and yeah, he switched his driver's license to Florida, and he says my governor's better than yours.
Yeah, he's a lot better governor than ours, that's for sure. You know, that was a big deal when our Governor Lee got in there. I think we had a Democrat before him, and I was so excited. I'm like, okay, good, the guy's talking some good stuff. And then when the COVID came along, he fell right into it and put us all in. You know, let's make us just like all the other idiots.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it showed everybody that you know if you lock people away, you're not going to get the herd immunity because Florida was done with it first. You know, he played their little suggestions for a minute and said, "Screw that! You guys want to go outside? Go outside. Stay in if you're afraid."
Yeah,
that's how it should have been.
That's our governor made people so mad. There was actually what do you call it? Not riots, but a bunch of people showed up and actually gridlocked the whole Capitol, so that nobody could get in or out.
Yeah,
Protest.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. My
Love
wife's
us some
smarter with words than
DeSantis.
me.
You know, I was thinking about, our situation now with the president, whatever. And, not to get too political here, but I got to thinking about when all this started, when things started falling apart. Because when I was a kid, okay, we had, Nixon was the president when I was in elementary school. And I always thought he was a
You
cool
dated
dude.
yourself there.
What's that? Yeah.
Said you dated yourself a little bit there.
Yeah, I gave it up, didn't I? But I liked Nixon. I thought he was an okay guy. And now, when I look at what he got in trouble for, probably every president that's been in office has set something up like that, And then, I first really started looking into any kind of politics at all when Reagan was in office. And, and then we went from Reagan to Bill, right? Bill Clinton. And I don't know, the inhale, I smoked, but I never inhaled, and all the other, it's like, well, why are you lying? So I don't know. So I think that's when things first started falling apart for us. Like if you go back to there, obviously there are chinks in the armor all the way back, but there seemed to me like there was a lot of improvement along the way too. And now it just seems like nothing but backwards. And there's no middle ground anymore. You can't agree to disagree. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like people that hate thermoquads. All of a sudden, that's the worst thing on the planet, and they come up with all the excuses why they suck. And then you tell them about the good features and what's good about them. I don't know. I can't. They get all blinded. I don't know. There's no room to come together with that thing. If you hate them, you hate them. I personally think they're one of the best carburetors out there myself.
I think that there's every old guy in the world has his opinion on carburetors, and it depends on what carburetor he bought first when he was young. You're going to get these 3 guys that hate Hollies, these 3 guys that hate Edelbrocks, and that's just the way they've been their whole life, and you cannot argue one way or another with them. And yeah, I think that's just how they are.
I think it should come up to which one, what's the features you're using. What is it that you like? If you're going for gas mileage, there ain't no way you can beat a thermoquad for economy. And on the other hand, still have the big raw power at the same time. And you'd have to do the same thing. You'd have to do a spread bore with a Holly or whatever. And knowing how they work is an important feature.
And the toilet bowl sound is just, you can't beat it.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
That's actually that's actually a Ford. Yeah, that's actually a Ford thermoquad. Believe it or not.
Really? Like, is it a replacement? Like it was, or did it actually come factory installed?
I don't know if it was factory installed, but it has all the hookups and it has the let's see if you can see here. Thermostat housing and everything for the Ford. It actually lists as being for a 429 Ford.
Let me see the other side, the throttle linkage side. I'll show you how you can always tell. Can you stand up and show me the top, kind of? I want to see if it has the same features as I can't see it there if it is, but always Ford had a separate lever that you put a screw in that went to your transmission kick down, and you could adjust that screw to have it kick down sooner or hold it down in a second longer or whatever you wanted to achieve. And just about most Hollies have that lever on them already. So I was thinking that thermoquad would probably have it, but I couldn't see it.
Let me see if I can get this. Well, and then here's another one.
Is that a Ford one too?
No, I don't remember what the number worked out to on this one.
Got the electric choke on it.
Yep, it's got the electric choke on that one. The other one I've got is off of a 400. I think it's a 74 or something like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna put one on that truck that I got from Jed's brother. I'm
Yeah.
gonna put a
Mhm.
thermal quad back on it. I want it. It has the linkage for the cruise control, and that's one of the reasons. But I'm going to do a series on economy. When I got it, I was told it got 10 miles of the gallon, and all I did was just totally change the distributor around, and it got 16 on the way home. And I think,
That ain't bad.
I think with a couple more changes, I think I can get it up to, I think it's going to be bold talk here, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think I get it up 20 or 21, and I'm going to try. I'm going to see what I can do. I've got other things just other than carburetors to try. See if I can pick it up a little bit more. So it's got the tank underneath the bed, and it's got the tank behind the seat, and it's over 50 gallons of capacity. If I get 20 miles a gallon, you're going to stop the pee, but you're not going to stop for fuel. That's a long way to go.
Oh, next time I'm in Nashville, I'm gonna have you work your magic and see if you can beat my fuel mileage with my car.
Now, what are you getting? Ruben!
Hey Ruben, we
going on,
were
guys?
pulling 15 before it got hot. Like as soon
Okay.
as we started hitting Alabama, and that's with a 400 horsepower small block. At least that's what it dynoed at. So
Yeah.
I think you can beat it, John. I got faith. I think you can tune better than I can.
We could pick up the mileage just a little bit.
I think so. I bet you could have it knocked.
I got a video that I'm going to try to have it out sometime tomorrow. I'm getting ready to head out of town this week, and then I'll be gone all weekend long going to a race, and then I'll be gone all week next week and going to another race, which you guys should try to come out here because it's at Beach Bend Park. It's the Hot Rod Reunion. I have never been to such a fun show in my life as a Hot Rod Reunion. I've been to the Mo Party. I've never been to the Nationals, but been to the Mo Party, and that Hot Rod Reunion's twice as fun. I'm going to say it's just super fun. But anyway, I want to get this video out. I don't know how I get off on the squirrels thing. It's always squirrel. But anyway, I want to get this video out, and it's gonna show you how I get my total advance. Vacuum and everything. And
Okay.
and then I'm going to do the series on the truck about what I did to it to get the economy out of it. And if you copy it, I'll bet you get 18 or better out of your setup. And maybe if I can get 20 out of a 440, I bet you get close to 20, if not more than 20 out of a small block.
I like those
We're
numbers.
talking miles
I
per
like
gallon.
those a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
I used to get
I think that's
18
going to
out
be
of
a
my
common
Roadrunner.
talk this year.
Nice, Stephen. Nice, man.
Oh yeah, that thing is beautiful.
However, I've got the experimental transparent aluminum race additives on here. See
Yep.
these right here?
Yep.
Nice.
That's what you want, man. Yeah. You don't want fenders, dude. Nope.
You can clear a bigger tire now. It'll be fine.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
William
I think fuel mileage videos are going to be big this year. I think they're
Oh
definitely
yeah,
those ones.
yeah. I think so too.
And I think
William
I think
Sanders
it'll,
40 at 20 miles per gallon in a pickup. Yeah, right. Well, let me remind you, William, one of the guys that does YouTube right now that I think most people like is Andy Wood. And Andy Wood's pretty well one of his best friends is David Vizard. I'd love to hear you say how he knows nothing. And Andy got a dual quad tunnel ram 390 something cubic inch Ford V8 that's running in the quarter mile, I want to say in the 11s, and he got 16 miles a gallon out of that 390 cubic inch engine.
Have you guys seen?
that's a lot of work.
What's that?
Destroyer, hop in here, man. Not to change the subject. Have you guys seen Destroyer's new toy?
No.
Destroyer, hop in here, man. Hang out in the garage. If I'm hanging out in the garage and it's 120 in mine, dude, you can hang out in yours. He's in Arizona too. He's down the street.
Okay.
120. I'd move.
Dude, it's 100.
Steven, that looks
Hey,
like a
wait a
lot of
minute.
work, man.
Let me say it for you, Ruben. That's a dry heat.
Mhm. Yeah, my nutsack's very dry right now.
That's one
Yeah,
of the
this thing's gonna.
Go ahead.
This one's gonna take floor pans and everything, but that other one I just popped over to actually has good floor plans for most of it, and I'm just gonna have to do quarters on it. But large port, all the frame, torsion mounts, everything are all good. Nothing wrong with them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Guys actually sandblasted it and then rolled it outside and left it.
Oh,
That's why the
geez.
patina is all the same color. But I've killed the rust, and I've got the roof off this other one that'll go right back on where the cancer is on this one. So I pretty much got all the parts I need to put it back together. But No Name Nationals, they picked my 68 Fairlane to compete. So this one went on the back burner till that's done.
All right, we're changing that pick. We're changing it right now. Let's get a vote going. No, that'd be cool. The
No, I
Fairlane's
offered the Coronet, the Swinger, and the Roadrunner, but they picked the 68 Fairlane.
cool. Yeah, that's cool. We need that out there.
Very cool.
A little bit different.
Oh, Destroyer's.
Oh.
Destroyer's got AC in his garage.
Yeah. I bet you
John,
that thing's
I'm
running.
looking for a part, and I haven't been able to find it. I need a 67 Dart GT rear trunk panel
The trunk
that goes
panel.
that goes in between the taillights, the trim panel.
Oh, okay.
It's that, stupid aluminum pop or that dents really easy.
You're talking about the one that's attached to the trunk lid itself?
Yeah, and it's 67 specific. The 68s are different. The 69s are different. And I have the trim for it. I just don't have the panel itself. So my dad's looking for it for his car. I found one, but it wasn't any good. It wasn't fixable with my skill. I don't know if it was anybody's skill. I could fix some dented aluminum, but this is bad.
Yeah.
So
I'll
if
keep
you
my
see
eyes
anything,
open. Yeah, I'm gonna write it down right now.
I've been to all kinds of swap meets and I haven't ever found one. There was one on eBay last year, but it hit like $900 and I wasn't giving $900 for it.
Yeah, $900. Man.
Yeah, that's
I
a
don't
tad
know. I don't know. That's what I thought. I mean, it's a piece of trim, but yeah.
There was somebody new
What are you
that I
working on,
just
Ruben?
saw.
Trying to find an engine stand right now. So I wanted to dig into this 440 this weekend and get this started. But turns out engine stands are a rare commodity. I messaged everybody on Facebook that's got one. Nobody even got back to me. So this week's project is finding an engine stand. So I might even do like a video on it, just go to like 7 different stores. Then I finally get it. Then you get to watch me put it together. Just really
Harbor Freight didn't have any?
No, dude, they have 2 of them on display. And the guy at the register said they haven't had them for 11 months. They don't even carry them in the stores anymore in any store in the country. I was like, why have them on the damn shelf and have them on that website then?
They won't sell you the displays? My Harbor Freight sells displays.
They did that to me on an air compressor too. I wanted this really cool air compressor they had for like $180, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, we don't have that. We haven't had that for like 2 years." I was like, "What the fuck?" So, me and Derek went hunting for one Friday afternoon. Went to a couple different stores. Nobody had one, but I found online. I'm going to call tomorrow and see if they got one. Do they have a Tractor Supply store where you guys are at? A store called Tractor Supply?
Yeah.
We got them here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So It says they got one. It says they got them at Tractor Supply, so I'm gonna go there tomorrow.
You don't have Northern Tool, or did you look?
Oh, you know what? I didn't look.
Yeah, check to see if they have that. Killer Big Richard's World.
Richard,
What's up?
what's going on, baby?
Anybody hear me?
We hear you.
Yeah,
Hold on a minute.
no Northern Tool John in
Yeah, nobody
Arizona.
can hear me. My mic must be muted.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here, Destroyer. I think 71 windshield trim is the same from 60. I'm not sure about 68, but 69. Oh man, I can't remember now. There's a ton of years, and I even think that the Duster and Demon is the same. Richard might know. I don't know, but I believe it's the same
All right.
trim.
Does anybody hear me?
We can hear you now, Richard.
I hear you, Richard.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
If you guys can hear me, stick your thumbs up. God, I can't hear shit on this thing. I don't know what the hell's going on. Hold on, let me try to put my headset on.
I think O'Reilly's is a Midwest thing.
Look at Ruben sees that microphone hanging right there. He goes, "Oh, my long lost buddy."
I want to grab that son of a
He
bitch.
wants to pull that thing down.
Oh, there we are.
Start
Sammy
Sammy
Shalani.
slamming the world.
Now I look like one of them Punjabis. Oh, yes. Hi, buddy.
Hey, you look like a trucker, man.
Oh, yes, my friend. How are you today?
Hey, Richard, give us a good old
Yeah.
Sammy Slammy on the. Give us a good old Sammy Slammy on the 1-2 there.
Oh, man.
Where's hold on a minute. Oh, now it just went, the feed went crazy. Where's all them pecker-headed Sammy Salamis at? Come on, beggar. There's nobody out there. It's dead, dude. It's usually,
Sunday.
Sacramento was one of the most hopping channels around on Channel 17. Now, one butthole destroyed it all for everybody and forced everyone off the radio. Now nobody wants to talk anymore.
Nice.
So,
okay.
yeah. It's all right. Once they get rolling towards home, there's more people on the radio at home.
Gotcha.
So,
You
there's
go,
a couple guys on Lodi.
where you headed?
Yep.
Where you headed right now? You going to the shop or home?
I'm going to the shop. I got my just damn camera, if I could get it fixed. I got both my rear ends on there for this truck. One of them I got to put in here from Missouri for Sykeston. And then I got the drive shaft for the Roadrunner. I've got some other tidbits on there. Some tools that I had at a friend's house that I had to go get. So that's about it. That's how I spent my Sunday.
That's cool.
So
You do
I
shit.
figured come in here and say hi. Hopefully I'm not too loud.
No, you're good, man.
Yeah, you're good.
We like it out in here.
Oh, I figured. Oh, that's right. I forgot. You know what? I'm gonna just be quiet anyway. I'm gonna keep my mouth closed. There's the guy, the man in the middle, Mr. TJ himself. Nice. So, but you guys go ahead, man. Keep talking. Don't mind me.
Well, Richard,
Yes.
Destroyer he said he needed some trim, windshield trim for a 71 Dart. Isn't that the same as Duster also?
No, different.
No?
They're different. They're different. We went that route. Actually, I know somebody who does. Hold that thought, because my buddy Tony has the whole front piece. So probably let it go for like $100, and it's brand new in the box.
I knew we were talking to the right guy.
So yeah, because
Or know somebody.
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Hey, Richard, have you been to Destroyer 1320's channel and seen his new car?
No, I have. Dude,
Okay.
I've been trying to work on all my projects and get everything done, man. And I mean, I'm at the point now where there's how many days left? 110 days. So I've hit like full panic mode. I'm trying to get everything done.
Hey,
And it's like,
Did you go to the cell phone store and have them fix your cell phone so you can upload videos? Or what?
No, I didn't even have a chance to do that. I had to fix my car yesterday, or my truck. This truck, I had to fix it. Had a fuel leak.
All right. No worries.
So, no, I'm getting ready to unload. I got my password for my Wi-Fi, so we should be good to go.
All right. Yeah, it's super easy, man. On the videos, if you hit share and you just click you know how when you hit share, it'll give you the text message or Facebook or all those icons.
Yeah.
Just click the Google Drive one.
Just click the Google Drive there, guy.
Just click I'm about to Google my damn pants right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that damn noise. These damn doors are loose on this truck, or one of them bent or something. It's hella loud. It sounds like you're in a jet plane. It's ridiculous.
It's probably from when I stripped the gears coming down from Prescott, coming down from Skull Valley.
Yeah. No, it's just I gotta bend the door back.
I wish you could videotape that, dude. Richard let me drive his truck back when we came back in from Prescott for the while.
Oh, I know. I should have.
Cool. That was cool.
So what are we talking about tonight? What's on the menu for Tech Talk tonight?
Tech Talk. I just jumped in. These guys are talking about Plant 6s and 1-barrel carburetors.
Nothing wrong with that. I love those little motors.
Nope.
So, but can you flip the pistons backwards?
Then you get more.
Just kidding. I'm just joking. Look at that. She's already laughing.
It's worth at least.
Dude, you be careful flipping your damn pistons, bro.
Hold on, I got a CHP right here. I got a chipper. He's right here on the side of the road, and he's doing LiDAR too. Well, out here they don't really care anymore. It's so outlawish out here. You could ride around with your seatbelt, no seatbelt on, loud ass music, and they just sit there. They don't do nothing now. They can't. Their hands are tied. They can't do nothing anymore. And because they keep passing laws to protect the fucking people. They protect criminals. Yeah, it's ridiculous. They can't enforce the law. They write the law and then they write the law, wear your seatbelt. Then they write another law to let that law go. To protect the criminal, you have to wear your seatbelt if you don't want to. It's like, really?
Wow.
The hell? Stupid. You know, I've always been a firm believer. You know what? If you ride a Harley, let those who ride decide. And all a helmet does, really, honestly, is it just makes it easier for you to have an open casket. You're going to die anyway. Your number's going to come. You know, I mean, I don't know, Dutch, if his state lets you ride without a helmet. I know Arizona, you can ride without a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Dutch, you can ride without a helmet in your state?
Yep.
Yeah, see? Those guys, California was like that too until 1989. And then that was it. That was the end of it.
I saw
then they
around here in flip-flops.
You're asking for trouble on that one. Your time.
No helmet, and he was in flip-flops.
Yeah, that's nuts. You're at that point. You're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, I thought.
Oh boy,
I'm
passing a cow truck.
Do that.
Don't shit on me, please. Don't poopy on me. Thank you. Oh, it's full of bulls.
And as
and
B
poop.
says, over 21, you can ride without one in Florida.
What? Wearing no helmet?
Helmet.
Yeah, because before you're 21, your head is soft and you're not smart and, blah, blah, blah.
Now I wonder why I have kids.
All right, I got a question for you, John.
Yeah.
Open face or closed helmet on the track? Which do you prefer?
Oh.
I used closed, but I preferred open.
I've never worn a helmet on the track. I've never been that fast. So
closed.
I've never been 13.9.
Closed for me. And I'll tell you why. Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I started with go-karts, and we did closed helmets with go-karts. And, but, you know, and I got used to using them. But when I first got into my first run in a stock car, I put an open face on. That's what my buddy had, and I was just running his car around the track. And I was blown away with how it felt in the vision and everything. But
They're great.
I was just comfortable with the closed face. And then after Dale Earnhardt poked his face into the steering wheel, then I was like, oh, I think I'll stay this way for sure.
That was me too. I was passenger in a bomber at our local track when I was 21 years old. And I was riding passenger, and my face hit the roll bar, and we got T-boned from the driver's side. And I turned to look over to my side like this, and my face went right into the cage. And then you were allowed to wear open faces back then. And if I would have went like this, my whole jaw would have been shifted over and broken. So, and even riding motorcycles, I rode dirt bikes for many, many years, and occasionally I still do. Always. And I mean, there's guys out there that ride the trials bikes and shit. God damn it. They ride the trials bikes and stuff. They wear open face helmets. I've always rode, like I said, dirt bikes, 2-strokes, 500s, always closed face. Always a wraparound with the goggles. You never know, dude. You never know what you're going to hit.
Well, I always liked riding dirt bikes, but I never got hot. You know, I never was fast on them. But I'd get behind guys, and they'd be chucking rocks and boulders in your face, you know, and that just wasn't fun. So, kept it, and then we'd run the net and catch all the debris so it didn't beat you in the chest.
Yeah.
I never got chest protectors or anything. I never got into that much, but yeah. Well, there's an old saying.
I rode a Harley with an open face with. Go ahead.
Now keep going, Richard.
Go ahead, whoever's going.
No, keep going. We still see you.
Oh, shit.
You're good.
We can still see
No. I just saying, I wrote. Not for me.
Yeah.
No, I rode a Harley with that what they call the little beanie cap on the top. No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, I want a full face. I want full protection.
We used to say if you got a $10 head, then wear a $10 helmet.
Am I locking up the feed?
No, you're good.
No, you're good. No, you're good. You're good.
We're gonna have.
Well,
you're
saying,
go ahead.
Are you saying the Amazon helmet's the cheapest one you can't get?
Are you gonna race with an open face, Dutch?
Yep.
Yeah, we saw the picture of it, or maybe you didn't, but we saw the picture.
I don't know why anybody's going in that name anyway. Dutch has already been there and won, bro.
Hey, Destroyer says a June bug changed my mind on a motorcycle or on a motorcycle.
Oh, that would be terrible.
Man, that makes so much sense.
They don't even have $10 helmets anymore.
Dutch has been there.
I love that picture. That's awesome.
Dutch has been there and won, bro.
That's like Evil Knievel days helmet.
Oh,
no.
Did you sell that? Did you send that to John Wilburn? I think he would get a laugh out of that.
Jeans on a motorcycle?
What's that?
You might as well wear pantyhose. What the hell was that?
I
picked mine up.
I never used to wear gloves when I rode a bike, and I got nailed by a June bug in the
head. Oh wow!
At like going 80 miles an hour.
No, I don't know. You guys go ahead.
Yeah, that helmet
Hey,
that I showed earlier.
let me jump off of here, you guys. I'm getting into a bad service area.
All right, hit us.
I'll come back. If you guys are still on here, I'll come back. But I'm getting in a bad area.
Yeah,
All right.
come back.
Yeah,
I'll be
June
back in a
bugs are
minute.
weird in Michigan. We like an hour north of us, they'll have all kinds of June bugs, but where we live, there's none. And then apparently you guys have it down south again.
Yeah, we got them down here. We had them in California too.
Yeah, we got him down here.
Yeah, that's we never see them. The worst we get is box elders because we have box elder bushes and box elder trees.
Yeah.
But they're little tiny things. They're just annoying. But
yeah,
you can keep the June bugs.
Yeah. I heard that those come from Japan. When I was a little kid, we didn't have them. They weren't around.
Really?
And that's what I heard.
You're definitely going to want to wear a face shield if you're down far enough south for the love bugs to hit. Because, yeah, they literally, two of them, they mate butt to butt, and there are tons of them. And you basically spend about 2 months cleaning just nothing but bug debris off of your front of your car. Parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Florida.
You know what's funny about that is the bus was just down in Texas, come through Louisiana area and all that, up through Alabama and then Georgia and up. It was covered with those bugs. I'd never seen them before. And I never knew what they were. And somebody told me, oh, they're love bugs. And I'm going, okay, I never heard of one. It made a nice, nasty mess on the front of that thing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I had to bust out a pretty stiff bristle brush to scrub them things off of there.
They'll mess up your paint, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And somebody told me you want to get them off there before they dry up. It makes it worse.
Yeah.
NSB says, rocks to the face is good motivation to go faster. Yeah, I pretty much when the rocks started flying, if I couldn't get out of the way, I pretty much just waited for them to get away from me, so I didn't worry about it.
Steven, are you going to? I just found your channel today, man. Are you going to No Name National?
Yeah, I'm actually going. I'm taking the 68 Fairlane. I've got to call outs with Clay on my next project, Sam over at Credence Chrysler Revival, and Dark Freak 74 or 75. Dark Freak 75.
Wow.
Okay, I've heard of all those channels. I haven't watched them yet. So many channels now, dude. I mean, it's like I got to get through, like, you know how we all have like our weekly channels we watch, like no matter what, that we're addicted to.
Exactly.
Yeah. All my friends' channels that I have to watch their content, you know, because their buddies, you know, on all that. Then I have to get to the actual content, like the No Name Nationals, all the guys to keep on what's going on. And dude, it's so hard. I'm on YouTube all day long. It's crazy.
Did you see my short on my daughter's go-kart yesterday?
What's that?
Did you see my short on my daughter's go-kart yesterday?
No.
You
I didn't.
have to check it out. It's pretty cool.
On Facebook or YouTube?
YouTube.
Basically, how I found out about the No Name Nationals is 318 will run put me onto it when I was in Mexico. So I work on Merchant Mariner. I work as a Merchant Mariner, so I'm on a what's called a lift boat. And so we were working 5 weeks on, 5 weeks off out of Mexico. Oh, cool.
That's awesome. Sorry, what are you doing in Mexico?
Cool.
What are you doing in Mexico, Steven?
I work on what's called a lift boat. Basically, it looks like a giant barge with a house and cranes on it, but it's got 3 giant legs on it for jacking up out of the water.
Yep.
That's cool.
So oil field work.
Okay, cool, man. So you're rich.
Nope.
Well, keep getting that oil. We need it.
I hear that. They shut down the stuff over in Mexico because the company who was running everything down there was from Russia. So
Oh, jeez.
they cut the contracts and we
I'm not
left.
sure what to
The
believe
whole-
in
the
that
whole-
situation.
I was in the Coast Guard for years, and we used to patrol the Gulf of Mexico. 80%, I'd probably say 90% of the oil rigs that are pulling oil out of the Gulf of Mexico aren't American oil rigs, dude. You know? And I'm like, well, this is our fucking problem. This is our goddamn fucking problem. Why are there
Yep.
Russian fucking oil rigs? Why are there Pakistani oil? Why are there Chinese oil rigs in the Gulf of Mexico? You know?
What a lot of people don't realize as well is there are, at any one time, there are in between 9 and 15 super tankers, like big enough that they can't come inshore, anchored out there, and they wait for the price of oil to hit where they want it to be. Then they'll order up a bunch of small ones to come offload that tanker. Well, by the time it's offloaded and in at the dock, it drops the price just a little bit, and they stop pumping off the tanker, and they're already buying the load off another tanker coming across because it costs them $15,000 a day just to get a tanker,
Crazy.
just to hold it, just to use it as a storage deal.
And you know, people think by going electric, we're going to free ourselves from that bullshit. Watch what the power companies do to our asses, plugging cars into our houses. You think that we're going to
And
free ourselves?
the excuse for making us do it is global warming and all the other happy horse shit.
Bullshit.
Well, just because you can't see smoke coming out of a Tesla doesn't mean there wasn't smoke 20 miles away. Enjoy your coal-fired car.
I saw a YouTube video the other day in Russia because of COVID or something, or people just couldn't afford it. There is like 100 acres full of electric cars that are abandoned. They're not going to be sold. They're not going to be used. And the batteries are now leaking into the soil.
That figures.
And they said it's like they said this is going to be like a huge global, country is what are we going to do with electric car junkyards? How do we dispose of these batteries? You know what I'm saying? And the batteries, the refineries from the batteries, dude, the chemicals that are in the air from those refineries is 10 times worse than oil could ever do to the earth. But,
Well, think about it this way: if global warming and sea levels are going to be coming up so high, why are all the movie stars and all these big time global warming czars buying property right next to the beach? If it's going to be underwater anyways, why buy it? But yet they're paying out the kazoo for all this stuff. It's just
Yeah.
BS.
yeah, it's all a fucking scam, dude. But nothing we can do about it, man. We just play the fucking game.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, at one point it's going to cost me $100,000 in insurance to keep this Roadrunner on the road because that's what they're going to do to cars like this. When the roads got 99% electric cars, you know what they're going to do to kill off these things? They're going to make the insurance to drive one so fucking astronomical. You know, you're going to have to be a rich you're going to have to be a millionaire to take a muscle car out onto the road. The gas, the insurance. And then what's going to happen, dude? 20 years from now, I was saying this like 10 years ago. What's going to happen with these self-driving cars is the minute you jump onto the freeway, all the cars on the freeway are going to be plugged into like a mainframe. So there'll be no accidents, there'll be no traffic because all the cars will be millimeters away from each other, but they'll all be controlled by a robot. You know what I'm saying? And say you want to get off on like 59th Avenue, it'll let your car off the freeway, and when the car gets off the freeway, then you'll drive it yourself or whatever. But once you jump onto the freeway, all the cars on the highway 20 years, 30 years from now are all going to be controlled by a mainframe computer. How do you like that, guys? And I haven't even smoked weed today.
My grandpa had similar thoughts when OBD1 came out.
Yeah, I don't smoke weed. I wish I smoked weed.
Is it even,
All right, guys, my
legal in
phone's down to
California?
9%. I got to go.
All right, Steven. Thanks
All
for
right.
popping in, dude.
It was nice talking to you. Oh,
Whoa, my face is big.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
does that fix it?
Get
There
them
it goes.
tinfoil hats out, baby.
Oh.
Hey, Destroyer. When Destroyer comes in here, Destroyer, have you gone on to? I'm going to send you, dude. Hit me up on Facebook. There's a movement because the track here in Phoenix, they're getting rid of in January or February of next year. Dude, there's a huge
I like
Facebook.
the 69 Barracudas, like, the 69.
There's a huge
because
Facebook
it doesn't
page
hurt
of
them
guys
to
in
blow each
Phoenix
other, right?
that are trying to get another track together, dude.
No, you like it because it's your birth year.
So there's a whole movement, dude.
You still remember. You remembered. Oh my god.
There's a whole movement, dude, on Facebook trying to
Jeez,
get.
I can't wait to get that hot tub so you can wash that sluttiness out of you.
I'm all hot and moist right now.
I don't, John,
Yeah,
we
man,
can hear you.
I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, sorry about that. This guy's talking to me. Beerhound's talking to me, and he's being silly. He wants to get a 69 Barracuda and being silly.
Oh, NSB says, "Hey, Amos City, thanks for the. Dean wanted me to tell you thanks for the shout out last week. Oh yeah, man, no problem, dude. It's what we do, man. It's what we do for each other, brother. Would you, NSB, have you guys hit 1,000 yet? Let me go to your channel, man. Has NSB hit 1,000 yet?
Yeah, I think they did. I think they're over 1,000. I'm not sure. No, they're right at 900 and something, I think. They said the other night.
981, dude. 981.
Yeah. We probably ought to do
Not subscribed. Head over to NSB Custom Cars. They're at 981 with
them
66 videos, dude. NSB, that's a hell of a feat, dude. I think I had 100 videos when I was at 1,000. So you guys have only put out 66 videos, man, and you're at 1,000.
That's good.
That's
Good for
pretty
them.
good, dude, for our genre. Pretty good, dude. I'm at like 180. I can't get a sub right now to save my life. Not that subs matter, but you know, the fucking videos, dude, they take hours to make. They take hours to edit. And I've said this. This is my thing, man. I've said if you're gonna fucking spend all day baking a cake, you just want somebody to eat it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking for a whole shitload. I'm just saying, you just want somebody to see the shit. Me and John talk about this all the time. He told me the other day, he's like, dude, I'll be honest. You want me to be honest? I was like, go for it, dude. You're my buddy. Be honest. He's like, your shit sucks, bro.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Sucks. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
That's not what I said. If that's what you got out of it, I'm sorry.
No, John, you know I'm fucking around.
No, you're not.
But man, it's I have people ask me all the time, dude, what's the secret to YouTube, or how do you get to 1,000, or how do you get to 500? Just make videos, dude.
Keep working at it.
Yeah, keep making videos, man.
It took me 2 years at least, and it was on and off. Okay, I want to do it. Nah, I'm sick of it. I want to do it. Frig, I'm sick of it, you know. And then once I really started to actually push it and try to make a video every week, I haven't done one, and it's coming up on 2 weeks now since the last one. And like you, Dutch, I got a whole bunch of video, but I've got to put the pieces together and get them finished up.
I need some No Name National money. I'll edit your guys. Maybe I'll edit videos for No Name National money.
I would send you so much.
I'll have my own time.
So much.
I'll edit videos for No Name National money.
Like I am like 2 months behind on stuff. Like
that's a lot of content, dude. That's a lot of homework. You got a lot of homework, kid.
I've had a couple people tell me that they may not make it to the No Name Nationals because of the gas prices.
What?
And that bums me out. It's like we're going to have to do a charity drive so we can get everybody down.
I mean, yeah, it's going to double my cost in gas. But here's my thing. If I'm going to travel all the way across country, man, and I'm going to do this, like, and it's going to cost me this much money, dude, I'm going to the first one, because I'll bet your butt everybody and their mother is going to be at the first one. You know, Blake, what's up, dude?
I can't hear anything. Hold on.
I mean,
what the fuck did I do?
You know, I mean, this is the one to go to. If you're going to go to a no-name national, this is the one to go to.
Well, you know, I don't know about the next year, but if things go good, the following year we all ought to be able to walk in there with, you know, for a, you know, a cup full of change. If
Right.
things hopefully go the way they're supposed to.
Yep. That would be awesome.
I don't know if Ruben saw this or not, but they just had a big state deal meeting of some sort in Phoenix with Phoenix senators and stuff talking about tightening up the voting rules there. And I run across it. It was live on YouTube, and I run across it when it was going on and clicked on it. There was the lady that's running for governor of Arizona, Republican, kind of a nice looking lady. She was there, put out a press release on it. There was a guy that's running for Republican senator in Arizona. He was there, put out a press release, and not one major network showed up to that event talking about fixing the voting laws in Arizona. They're getting rid of they want to get rid of those deposit box things.
Oh, okay.
They want to make those illegal.
Yeah.
Did you get it figured out?
Yeah. How's it going, guys?
What's up, man?
Bigger than shit.
Hi, Blake.
Hi, tall John. Unshort John. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Blake.
Hey, high five.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Dutch guys, the Aspen King. How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Dutch, what's the fastest you've ever been in one of your Aspens?
Speed wise or quarter wise?
Quarter mile wise. Quarter time.
In the 12s.
Yeah. High 12.
Dude, too bad Travis from Mopar Garage doesn't still have his Aspen. Did you see his short that he put up?
Did he get rid of it?
Yesterday?
Yeah, he sold to Bill Elliott.
Yeah, he put up a video the other day. Freaking awesome video. I'll just play it for you guys. I hope he doesn't mind. You know how I just play shit during the live.
What, of selling the car or what?
No, I think the fastest pass he ever ran in that car.
Oh,
I'll show you real quick. It's freaking cool. It's a cool freaking video. You mind if I show you Travis on here? Okay. Listen to what the announcer says.
We love that kind of bottom letter. That's roadkill. So when you wind up taking that to get for repairs, what do you say? What's the color? Primer? That brown. Sticker brown, they call it.
That's not his Aspen yet.
It's right behind
Is that his, or was he just showing somebody that?
All right, let me.
Let's see. Get a closer look at it.
Here's his Aspen.
Well, I know it's not what it says for a lady scat back.
I'll tell you one thing. Watch out. Hey, Blake, you got him beat right here. Watch. Look how horrible he is getting out of the hole.
Rear window, though.
The announcers are making fun of his car.
It's set up the right way. He's going to get smoked by the dealer, though.
Like John said earlier, you could use a sundial to see how what is.
The guy was sleeping. 1184 though.
1184.
Fastest I ever went in my Aspen. a long time ago was, I think, 1268. And that was a 294 highway gears.
Yeah, that's pretty stinking good for that.
Yeah,
Heck
I'd drive it to the track and put people on the trailer. So that was my
Yeah.
whole pride of it, you know.
Getting killer mileage on the way.
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
a long time ago. That was like 2003, 2004.
I don't think anybody got it, but I can't. There's so many damn lives, dude. I can't remember what live we were in the other day. One of John Wilburn's. But I said I'm trailering a '69 Roadrunner to No Name Nationals, but I'm racing a Chrysler 300, baby, and put up a trophy because I want to win.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, get in that 300 and go get you a trophy.
Dude, that thing is just consistent as AF.
Mine's not anymore. The rear end's letting loose on it. It's kind of like in 2009 is when they started putting get rag sure grips in the back of stuff. So like the 06s and stuff, that's basically an open differential, and once you put sticky tires on it,
Ice cream.
Make it bite.
Man.
Oh,
So
well,
I
guys,
get to
I'm
do
only
little
going to be
playing.
on
I'm hoping that I'll be able to make the camera run for it, but I got in 2 weekends coming up. A friend of mine's got a 50s, an original campaign 50s dragster with his dad ran it. And I think back in 62 or something with a 392 Hemi in it. He's going to put it in the Cackle Fest at the Hot Rod Reunion at Beach Bench. I get to go help him. That's going to be fun to go do.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
No racing, just a lot of noise. And Straight Axle Mafia is running that race coming up also. So I'll be out there with some friends. But
Hey, John, have you seen all the Straight Axle Mafia cars?
all of them,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do they have a 2-lane blacktop clone? There's a guy on YouTube that races a 2-lane blacktop 55 Chevy clone and he races for the Straight Axle Mafia.
Yeah, there's a couple of them out there.
That's awesome.
They're just straight primer black 55s.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm posting a video that has nothing to do with cars right now.
On
Why are you sinning in front of us?
on your channel?
Yeah, Jay had to work on his lawnmower the other day, so he filmed it.
Oh, okay.
He wants to show you how to take valve springs off without removing your head. So you can do it with compressed air, shove rope down in the bore,
Yep.
So it's a
That's
5-minute video.
That's an old school trick right there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, first carburetor ever rebuilt.
I didn't even make a description hardly or a thumbnail because, not really feeling it. But
Buzz, what's up, man? Buzz, hop in here, dude.
Yeah.
there, it's done.
Buzz says back to fuel cost. And then if there was a fund for fuel, those that really need it to get to No Name National, how would you suggest it goes to the right folks?
That's what I thought about the same thing. I don't know how you decide who would deserve or not deserve it. That's I don't know.
I think that's a slippery slope.
Yeah, it is.
You're gonna.
I think you
find
got to
the
hand
people that-
somebody. I think you just got to hand somebody privately here. Let me help you. I think that's the only way you can really do it.
Hey, now.
Yep.
Hey, Buzz, nice to meet you. I've never got to hang out with you.
Hey, now. A pleasure.
Who?
So I didn't hear if there was. I was transitioning between a YouTube tab and a StreamYard tab. Any ideas how to make sure something like that? Again, how do you make sure there's not some unsavory character, which I don't sense that there's a lot out there, but
we don't want to go through that again, Buzz. we don't want to go. Buzz cannot be associated with it. I can only imagine the repercussions from that.
Holy
Try
cow.
to do a good thing, man. Try to do a good thing.
Yeah, no doubt.
I
How does it get to the right folks?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought, look, the wife does a deal every year called Christmas for Kids. And it's a really neat deal. And what they do is they take a whole bunch of tour buses and they put them in a parking lot, and they put all kinds of famous people on those tour buses, and everybody in the area can go get all the autographs they want and everything for $5. You go in and they take all that money and pull it all together, and they take like, I forget now, last year was 300 kids, and they give each kid $300 to go Christmas shopping. So the problem is how do you pick which kid deserves it? So what they do is they go to the schools and they talk to the principals, and they find the kids that are struggling. Now, people squeak by through there too. It's a great way to do it, but how do we do something like that for this? Because I'm willing to put something there.
Well, I'm willing to put some up too.
And I don't, so what I was saying while you were coming in is maybe what you do is just find that one person that's struggling to get there and just personally hand them money and not worry about pooling it together and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
But,
I'm wondering if, who's going to be that quiet guy that,
Yeah.
who really needs it, and he
Yeah.
ends up not going simply because, he didn't want to be the guy that.
He said quiet guy, Ruben.
Yeah.
I was quiet for 10 seconds.
Ruben gets one compliment about not wearing his hat, and look at him now. Well, I just wanted to stop in and say hi to Dutch. I gotta get going, guys.
All right.
All
All right.
right.
Thanks for stopping
All
in,
right.
man.
Well, and it was nice seeing you too, Tall John.
It was good to see you too. I'm going to drink a beer in your honor.
Well, yeah, don't just drink it. You gotta slam that son of a bitch.
Later, Blake. That'd be good.
See you
Good,
there,
brother.
220. See you, Ruben. Later,
Later,
Buzz.
dude.
All right, so back what you're saying, Buzz. Where were we at with that? Yeah, how do you find that guy that's humble and quiet and really needs it? I think we kind of got to personally start knowing these people, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I thought about it, though. That's not my good thinking process, really. I gotta be honest.
I thought of the same thing, and I think I've talked to a couple channels about it. Nothing serious, just throwing ideas around. But I said, I used to video game stream, and a couple of you guys know that. But like, if I wanted the new video game that was coming out this month, you can go on Twitch. Everybody does it. It's called Stream Goals. So on the bottom of my stream live, like we are right now, it would have a bubble, and it would say like Call of Duty or whatever, right? And it would say $60. That's how much the game is. Well, you know how people do the super chats? Well, people would do super chats, and the bubble would go all the way up to the $60. And once the $60 was met, people would be like, yay, he's going to get the new game. Like people wanted to help out the channels, and I was thinking of doing something like that for YouTube. Nobody on YouTube does it. And if you go over to Twitch, everybody does it. It's not uncommon. People don't get freaked out when they see it and think, oh, this guy. So I used to have a buddy that streamed flight simulators, and he was a real world pilot. He wanted to build his own airplane. He did a $50,000 stream goal and hit it in 8 months.
Wow.
The community, because they loved him so much, paid for this airplane. Granted, he moved to Australia and never built the airplane, but that's another story. But there's community help.
I get what you're saying, how cool that is, but you know what I'd be afraid of? Is there's that one guy, people that are scammers have charisma deluxe. And somebody gets on there and sells themselves, they're the product, and they get a bunch of people to throw money at them, and they're the last one to deserve it because they're sitting there, oh, I'm poor and I need it or whatever, and you buy it. And so the quiet, humble guy's sitting back there going, gosh, I'm not going to beg for no money. And they're the ones I want to find.
Johnny Mopar.
Exactly.
Johnny Mopar. Dude,
Johnny Mopar?
I swear to God to people when I say this, man. I know that in my videos, I look like I'm pretty good, man, in life, but I am so no-name national and so car broke, it's not funny. I'm just in a situation in my life to where my family's like, no, dude, you spent 50 G's in cars in the last 3 years. We're done. Like it's family time. Like my kids want vacations. My girl talked about backyard shit today. she wants to go to like, fucking
All right,
Oregon.
let's go. We got to start the GoFundMe now for Ruben.
So, but I'm saying for and my channel's so small, my community's so small that I would never do that. I mean, but for these bigger channels, man, it's like, why not? Why not ask your community for help?
Yeah.
So I a lot of people don't know this, but I do to make it to No Name Nationals, I'm doing DoorDash at night. So I own my own real world business that I do for like 10 hours a day. And then at night, I fucking deliver donuts and like fucking sub sandwiches to fucking people.
Been
So
there, done
DoorDash
that.
is pretty good.
Much
Right
respect,
now I'm
brother.
doing DoorDash part-time at night, and I'm making about $400 or $500 a week. Doing DoorDash.
How many
at night.
cool college kids have you met? Like just high college kids.
No, I'm not in the college area.
Where's
I'm
my
not a
sandwich?
So it's,
Just 1 second, I got to close the door.
But I mean, that's how bad I want to go to No Name Nationals. I talked to my girl, and she was like, if you can come up with the money and it not affect this family, she's like, go for it. So I figured out creative financing. I just don't want to knock on any of my friends' doors, deliver them fucking pizza,
I
My
don't know,
worst
man.
nightmare-
I completely respect that. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You want to do something, and the cash bird ain't gonna come flying by any day soon. You got to do what you got to do, and man, I tell you, if I knocked on one of my friends' doors, and especially if they gave you shit for it, man, that's probably not the kind of guy you need to be hanging around with. Because I got a high level of respect for what you're doing, brother.
It's
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
it's one of those things. It's like I got to do this, or I'm not gonna make it there. I mean, especially we were just talking about gas prices. Gas prices. I'm coming from Phoenix, Arizona, dude. So it's like a 1,300-mile trip. It's going to be like a 3-day drive. Big Richard earlier, he's coming from like the San Francisco area. I know Chris Albright's coming from Oregon. We got to go cross country, man. And so not only do I have to come up with the money to get there, I'm going to be gone. It's going to take me 3 days to get there. The event's for 2 days, and then 3 days back. I'm like, dude, that's 8 days. I'm going to be away from my family. So now I have to convince my girl, hey, man,
you got this.
So that's why I'm dedicated to No Name, because this literally might be my only shot at going. There's so many scenarios for a guy like me that, not saying that my woman owns me, but dude, I'm a family man. I've got 4 kids. I've got fucking mortgage. I've got all this shit. A lot of my friends have sold these things. My brother-in-law called me the other day. He's got 3 of these things, and he told me the other day he's selling all of it. He goes, dude, I just don't have the time. He goes, my family, blah, blah, blah. I'm the only one that my friend told me the other day. He goes, dude, you just won't grow up, will you? And I was like, is that what you think of me? Because I got muscle cars? I'm like, the guy that won't grow up? I'm like, I'm doing a burnout in front of your house at 3 o'clock in the morning tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll tell you, you won't grow up.
All right, so Buzz, I have a technical question for you as far as this. I don't know if it's algorithm or what. I don't care. And I did a video, and I was telling Ruben about it. I did a video, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. And all of a sudden it started going, and I thought, man, I got this one. But the video sucked in my mind, and I'm honest about my stuff. I don't need somebody to tell me people aren't watching your shit because it sucks. Because I know whether it does or doesn't. And this video, I felt like this video sucks. But I was kind of under some pressure to get something out there and, whatever. So I got it out there, did the best I felt I could do with the thing. And it came true. It sucked. And I could tell by watching in the algorithm that it's not the algorithm on the analytics, it sucked. And it freaking took off and blew the hell up. And my channel was going crazy. And I was getting, I go from, let me just take a quickie gander here. I get, say right now, I'm probably got 10 views in the hour across the whole channel, right? Every video out there. Well, I was getting like 150, 145 views in 1 hour. And I'm looking at, the minute to minute, and I'm at 7 views in 1 minute. I never get that on my channel. It's a growing thing. I know it needs to be, I got things I got to do better. Well, I started looking at viewer time. And the viewer time, it's a 10-minute video, or maybe it's a little longer, 17 minutes actually. 17-minute video. It went, the view time duration was it like 7 minutes or something? I'm like, that's pretty good, 50% basically. Then it started dropping off. And I look, and YouTube is throwing the video out there. It's getting, what do they call that when they put the video out there?
Recommendations?
It's not a recommendation, but they have another term for it. I turned it on, but my phone just died.
Suggested.
Huh?
Suggested.
No, not suggestion. It's on your analytics when you're looking, and it says how many of your videos have been pushed out to people, and you could look each individual video, and it says how many impressions.
Impressions.
Impression? Yeah.
Impressions. Yep. Click
Yeah,
through.
impression. And then you take, how many people look at it, so if you get 5%, whatever. So anyway, it was up there it's still in the 10% range as far as people watching the video, as far as impressions that are out there. But here's what happened. Okay, so this is getting all long and drawn out. I don't mean to do that. This is the question for you. I was excited. I'm like, damn, this video sucked and people like it. That's great. Man, I'm going to have to rethink my whole thinking process. And then I saw it drop down to 2 minutes and 40-second duration average. That's freaking terrible. And it's exactly what I thought. The video sucks. And then at 12 o'clock midnight, it went down. It went from 150 views in 1 hour, and it was doing that for like 10 hours straight. And then I get down here to this 1 o'clock hour, and it's at 10, 15, which is still better just for that one video. Still better because at 1 o'clock, I might get 10 views across the whole channel.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm looking at it going, okay, well, it's still there. Next hour, same thing. And it just slowly petered away. So my question is this. Does YouTube look at this same kind of stuff and say, we're going to push this and see what happens? And then it gets to a certain point, like at midnight, and they go, okay, new day. And we're going to take all this down and let's see how it stands. What happened there? Why did it all of a sudden take a shit, other than the fact that I already know it sucks?
Well, my first reaction was, man, make more stuff that you think sucks.
Yeah.
And that's what, about the content itself. You'll rarely hear me talk about the actual video content because I've given up on trying to figure out, what's the magic formula or the magic piece of video or the magic whatever that you got to put something in, to make it go viral. Because it feels like you're wrong every single time. You think something sucks and it goes crazy. You think something's awesome and it tanks.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I got so excited about Elon Musk buying Twitter is one of the things he wants to do is he wants to make the algorithm for Twitter open source. So developers, people that understand the source code, can go in there and actually figure out how it works. The likelihood of that happening with YouTube, everybody that is talking about the algorithm, they're guessing. Me included. I'm when I talk about that kind of stuff, generally speaking, I'm basing it on past experience. And what I have seen, past experience, it's not necessarily anything that has anything to do with the calendar or a clock. But if YouTube sees something that initially does well, it will nudge it forward. And if it takes off, it'll continue to nudge it. If that nudge doesn't take off or it falls, those numbers, they'll back right off it. Because, YouTube's goal is to get people to watch as long as possible and not necessarily the number of videos, but watch time. If they watch 2 videos in 2 hours or 20 videos in 2 hours, their goal is to extend not the video count, but the watch duration.
Yeah, because they're going to play they're going to play commercials, and that's how they get paid, and that's how we get paid.
Exactly. But I don't doubt for a moment the truth in again, people are just guessing. But, they're running, call it an experiment on your video, for lack of a better term. They give it a little nudge. If it takes off, they'll give it a bigger nudge. If it continues to take off, they'll push it even harder. Otherwise, the opposite. Shoot for it.
Buzz, you actually read my mind right now. I wanted to run something by you. Okay, Johnny Mopar is actually in the chat. Me and Johnny Mopar were talking one day, and I'll just speak for Johnny. The conversation we're having. He said he had a friend that was in like the TV world, and his friend said, if you notice, a lot of these car shows that are popular, they do the same thing every week. Like there's nothing new. They don't go reinvent themselves every week, like kind of like a lot of us do. It's the same show, the same people, just a different car, and as a society, we've gotten used to that different car every week type thing. So he said that people tune into it because they know what they're going to get. They're comfortable with it. It's just a different widget every week. And it got my wheels spinning. And
My Script Garage is the king.
so Destroyer, and so I started looking at all the channels that I like that are big. And I thought of something. Wait a minute. They do the same freaking show every week. Johnny's onto something here. So this is what I told John. We were talking about it one night. And I told him, this is YouTube. Okay, YouTube wants all of us to have 1 million subscribers because it wants to make money, dude. If we all had 1 million subscribers, it would be a gajillion times richer than it is right now.
Yeah.
It wants us to succeed. But here's the problem. Okay, so I've got a 69 Roadrunner. So this week, say I do engine stuff. And YouTube looks at my channel and it goes, oh, cool, engine stuff. Yeah, I've got like 1 million people I could send this to engine stuff. Let me see. And it goes, I don't know this guy too well. I don't know his engine content too well. Let me see what he's got. And it throws a couple people at me. It's not going to throw those whole 1 million people in its phone book at me that it knows likes engine stuff because it doesn't know the quality of my content yet. So it throws me a couple engine people. Well, next week, I'm working on my boat. And YouTube goes, oh, shit, I thought he was an engine channel. Oh, we're doing boats now. Okay, yeah, I got boat people, bro. I got boat, but let's see what you got. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good boat content. Next week, I'm working on my motorcycle. And YouTube goes, oh, shit, okay, we're a motorcycle channel now. Dude, YouTube doesn't know what the hell I am. You know what I'm saying? And I am not going to change my channel because this is just a channel. It's like a video diary. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go out and start building engines every week to get that group of people to me. Because if I build an engine, I build an engine. If I do a boat thing, I do a boat thing. If I do a motorcycle, I do a motorcycle. That's just my channel. But I think Johnny was onto something. And I think when they say, because I've watched a lot of YouTube how-to expert videos, and they always use the word consistent. Be consistent. And I thought they were talking about their upload, like be consistent every week, which they are. I also think they're talking about content. What do you think about that theory? What do you think about it?
I think it's actually point on. If you are, there are consistencies. One consistency is the frequency in which you upload, but also the consistency in terms of content and YouTube's ability to discover what your stuff is about and continue to throw interested viewers at it. Just like you're saying, if 1 week you're doing engine, then you move to swapping out the rear end the following week. It's like, hey man, we just got done sending you engine, guys. Now you're on the rear end. It's like a start over kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, you just hit what I was thinking about.
The best. Your consistency can also come in. YouTube can only guess what the actual content is about when all it's looking at is the video. It can do a transcription and get all of the words in that video. But one of the best consistent things that you can do in a situation where you're going through a car build, for example, over the series of several months and many, many episodes, your titles and your description will, in most cases, outweigh whatever YouTube is guessing is in your video. So your consistency would come in with 69 Plymouth Roadrunner, always in the title, always towards the beginning of the title, and then say what you're doing to it. But during that particular build series, that's where your consistency comes in. The actual video content doesn't necessarily have to be consistent, because YouTube will find the consistency again in the titles, and the description should repeat the most important stuff. So again, 69 Plymouth Roadrunner should be the first several words in the title. Hey, you can have a couple, the things like, will it run, big fail, that kind of thing, and then pop. You'll notice when you look at the feed on YouTube, you've got 100 characters to work with, but only about half of them actually show up in the feed. You want the best stuff in the first half of the title. But the other thing that leads towards consistency and what YouTube refers to as relevance is repeating right off the bat that 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner in the description as well. If it's in both places,
your title in the beginning of the video.
Yes.
Using your words. Yes. Exactly.
Yes, and you don't necessarily repeat the title. You absolutely repeat the most important words, but say it in a little bit different way, because that's one more opportunity. For example, if it's a 1969 Chevy Impala, in the description, put it in there as 1970 Chevrolet. Chevy and Chevrolet. Mix it up a little bit, but basically say those same things. But again, where your consistency's coming in is the titles and descriptions.
So the way I do my channel and the way I do my videos, it's almost like it's the vlog style, so like I'll have a video out this week and I don't do the 1969 blah, 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 because sometimes my videos are about a bunch of different things with my car. And I do that vlog thing to where it's like, Mr. Hyde had a great day today. That's the name of the Roadrunner that I got. You don't know that. And you did the same thing probably everybody else did at that title. Who the fuck is Mr. Hyde?
Yeah.
I don't care about a guy named Mr. Hyde. I'm looking for Roadrunner shit. But I do that because I like it. I know it's not successful type shit. But
don't change it. Add to it. Don't change it. Just add to it. Use the same title that you like, that makes you feel good about your channel, because that also is important. Put a hyphen in there. 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner.
I do put the Roadrunner at the end so people know it's about a Roadrunner. But like if you watched one of my videos, it's the vlog style. It's me. I'm driving in my truck to the parts store. I go home. I put the part on it. I say goodbye to the camera, and I'll see you next time. It's like you're looking into my diary. I don't do a lot of the, on today's video we're going to be doing blah blah blah. I don't do the direct, in your face how-to type videos. It's not my specialty. It's not my style. But anyway, thanks for being in here. Thanks for answering those questions. Appreciate it.
No sweat.
Thank you.
Man, I'll take some time and I'll look at your channel. I've looked at it. I'm a subscriber, but I mean, I'll look at it specifically with the titles and descriptions in mind, because I totally get what you're saying. Your vlog style. And my guess is that's probably one of the reasons you're doing as well as you are already. Other people, people like to watch that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes the overly consistent channels, man, they're pretty freaking boring. You know what I mean? Because you're right. You do know what to expect. It might be a different widget that particular week, but
So like when my Roadrunner gets on the road, one of the videos I want to do is Mr. Hyde killed a Hellcat today. You know what I'm saying? And I am going to go fucking find a Hellcat. And I'm going to race this motherfucker. I want to do cool shit like that, but the title of the video isn't 1969 Roadrunner versus 2019 Hellcat. It's Mr. Hyde killed a Hellcat.
Take a look at some of Dalton, Pole Barn Garage, the Holy
Try one
Goat.
in Detroit.
the Holy Goat video series.
Okay.
Because the goal was, of course, to get the 1970 Pontiac GTO, as well as Holy Goat. Holy Goat, no different than Mr. Hyde. And it's all, it's how you're putting the words in there. Mr. Hyde, comma, the 69 Roadrunner, if you drop the Plymouth there, make doggone sure you get the Plymouth in twice or so in the description. But yeah, Mr. Hyde, comma, 69 Roadrunner stomps on, whatever it is you're stomping on.
The Terminator.
The Terminator.
From Chandler. So, not to interrupt you, but not to Dutch, I don't want to take over your live, man. I know I've been talking a lot.
Fine.
But I invited Destroyer 1320 in here. If you guys have not subscribed to Destroyer 1320, this man just traded in Hellcat?
1320, one of 108.
Okay. He just traded in a freaking Hellcat and took the money and bought a freaking drag car.
Nope. I traded it even up for a 2018 Dodge Ram Power Wagon to haul this before I bought it.
Race car.
I literally traded the car keys for a Power Wagon.
Wow.
And then
you traded the Power Wagon for that?
I traded the 1320 for the Power Wagon so I could haul the car that I didn't know I was getting.
Okay.
I was getting a drag car. I didn't know which one.
Oh, okay.
And
all right. I was confused. But
how
anyway,
I got
the hell, you got it. You did the paperclip something with the thing.
pretty much.
You got it.
But no, the way I got this is my invention. This little piece of metal. I sold enough of them to buy this car cash.
Wow.
All right, what's a piece of metal so I can buy one too?
So the newer, well, mine was a 2019 Dodge Challenger. So the newer style Challengers and Chargers have the dumbest possible way to put the car in neutral ever in history. And I went out to Texas to a YouTuber call out and was going to race a Hellcat Red Eye against a guy named Wide Body Nation. Really great dude. And I met him at the track the day before because we were all just meeting up and talking. And then the next morning I'm out there and I had already raced somebody. I saw him run up to my car and he's like, I can't race. I go, what happened? And this is like, he just got the car 2 months ago. It was a really cool cobalt wrapped wide body Hellcat Red Eye. The dude got it stolen out of a parking lot. They pulled the thing into neutral because of how dumb Dodge's design is for that, and they pushed it on a trailer with another stolen car.
Wow.
So I got home, and I actually was on a live with him and another guy, and I said, I'm taking my car apart right now. And I tore my car apart, and I took metal. Hold on, I'll get it. And I'll show you the first thing that I made to go over the top of this little pull-up. Basically, it's a little red strap. And your shifter's here. Right next to it is a coin slot. You pull up the coin slot, there's a red strap. You pull it up, it's in neutral. It's faster to put the car in neutral than it is to get the keys out of your pocket.
Wow.
So, long story short, I invented a piece of steel, now a laser-cut, patented piece of steel. I made one out of old air breather. I cut steel out, drilled holes in it, and bent it, and made it where it would fit in the factory holes. And so now I sell those on my own website.
Genius.
I sell them for Charger and I sell them for Challenger. And then soon coming is going to be for the Ram 1500s. I'm going to make one for mine, which is the 2500. We did one for the Mustang GT 500 and Durango, Dodge Durango. Now, I only have 2 for sale right now, Charger and Challenger, but I have in the pipeline like 5 other cars, and there's way more on the way because it is so, I'm telling you right now, if you know anybody with a newer Challenger or Charger, sit in there, pull up that coin slot and look for that little tab. Pull it up and the car goes straight into neutral. It's obscene. That's why they're the most stolen car right now in the United States.
Dude, I love that story, man.
Freaking bravo. No doubt, man. That's awesome.
Good for you.
That is freaking awesome.
I appreciate that, man. And it honestly, I used the money the first couple I sold to buy, there's a little drill press back there, in a little bandsaw, and I was hand making them out of steel that I bought from Ace Hardware. I actually sold so many that I sold out. I bought all the steel from Ace Hardware. I bought all the steel from Home Depot and Lowe's in Chandler, Arizona.
God,
I
that's
bought
the
all of
most
them.
expensive place to get it.
Exactly. And then I found a company that said, hey, if you send us a CAD file, we'll laser cut that stuff.
Who'd you end up going with?
Send, cut, send.
Send, cut, send. They're awesome.
Dude, 77 cents a piece. That's what I pay to have them laser cut. All I do is bend them and paint them. And this is actually a prototype of this is powder coated. First time I had one powder coated.
You know why I'm so impressed, dude? Is a lot of guys have a lot of ideas. And a lot of guys have probably sat around a campfire drinking beer, talking about that very subject. Very few people get out of their fucking chair and take the steps to make it fucking happen. Like me and my buddies, we thought of electric cars when we were like 10. Like they'll drive themselves and then we'll have a rocket that'll come. Everyone's thought about the rocket that'll land itself. But Elon Musk is the only dude that did it. Dude, you're
Catch
the
up
guy,
with the lid on the bottom. I mean,
dude, you're the guy that did it. I'm so fucking impressed, dude.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm going to Mo Party this year. So I'm going to buy a couple of them things and show them to all the guys I run into with those, and I'll push your channel. Give me some cards.
All you have to do is send me an email at mydestroyer1320@gmail.com.
Okay.
And I will ship a handful of them to you. That's how I got them going. I went to that YouTuber call out. The next one they had, I went to, and I brought a bag of them. Nobody had ever seen it. No one had an idea what the hell it was.
Yeah.
So I made a little video of me installing it, and I made a QR code and put it on a sticker. And I took the sticker and put it on the bag that had the piece in it. So when they get it, all they do is take their phone, click it, it takes it right to the video on how to put it in.
Yeah, perfect.
Where are you selling all
So
these things?
let's get together. I
Yeah, I
don't
was
want
gonna say,
nothing.
where do you-
I don't want anything, but I'll push your stuff.
I was gonna say, where do you sell your shit at, dude? Do you need a marketing guy? I mean, Buzz is a marketing guy, dude.
I sell it on Destroyer1320.com. I've sponsored NHRA Top Fuel Cars. I've done a lot of stuff for marketing. I've used Facebook and Google Ads and I've done a lot of different marketing stuff, but dude, I made my own website and I literally am just word of mouth talking to people. And I have a couple of people who have channels, which I used to have, geared towards the newer Mopars. And I set it up where they have a coupon code, and everyone they sell, I'll pay them $5.
Wow.
And those dudes are selling. One dude sold almost 250 units by himself.
Wow.
Dude, are you on any of the Arizona Mopar? Like, there's a Mopar Unlimited. I'm a part of Mopar Unlimited. That's a car club. They've got new and old, but there's a Mopars. There's only it's like a new. You can only have a new Mopar to be in it. It's in Arizona. They're pretty.
So when I first came out here from Illinois 7 years ago, more than that. In 07. Sorry, 2007. My math's way off. A couple of barley pops here. I moved out. First thing I did was get a hold of, yes, cheers. The first thing I did was get a hold of like all the local Mopar things, like Desert Area Mopars, and there's like all these groups. And I went on a couple rides with them and hung out, talked to them on their Facebook pages and stuff. And I'll tell you right now, there was maybe 5 people that I would even care to hang out with. The other ones were pompous and trying to look what I got. And dude, no, I'm not that guy, man. I am not that guy. I came from a little farm in the Midwest, man. I worked my ass off every damn day. So people like that, I just don't have time for. So I walked away from that whole scene just going, no, I'm good.
No, you're right. I mean, that's why I never did the car club. That's why I started this YouTube channel.
Yep.
You know, I take my Roadrunner to car shows and they just scoff at it. Although I did take it to a car show a few months ago, and there were about 500 cars there, and I left at noon. And my buddy goes, "Why are you leaving?" I paid like $40 to get in. I didn't know it was a car show. I thought my buddies were just hanging out in a parking lot. I pull in, there's 500 cars.
Right.
So I paid the $40 to park my car. I talked to a couple buddies, and I go, it's noon, and they go, "Why are you leaving?" I'm like, "I'm gonna go home and drink beer and work on my car, dude. This sucks."
Yeah, that's what this life's about.
Yeah, I leave and my buddy calls me at like 6, and he goes, "Hey, dude, they're calling your name. They've been calling your name for the last hour. You won best Mopar." I'm like,
"Oh shit,
my ratty Roadrunner with all the rust on it?" They go, "Dude, it won best Mopar," and I'm like,
it's a real Mopar. Sorry.
So this part, my buddy texts me and he goes, "Do you want the trophy? Do you want me to bring it to you?" You know what I responded? Nah, tell him to keep it. I got the trophy in my garage.
Boom.
You know?
Hey, Destroyer. Man, I pulled up your website, and you know, I listened closely. I was singing your song and dancing your dance. You know, I'm visualizing somebody actually having to go through several gyrations to get to this. I cannot believe that is actually the case. How simple that is, getting to that red strap. That is astounding.
You see in the video on that website, right? www.destroyer1320.com. I have a thing that shows exactly what it is. I show it.
I'm sitting here. I was sitting here speechless for a moment, going, "How the fuck did they put something, you know, a production vehicle out like that?"
And no one's doing anything about it. I'm the guy.
You know, it's crazy.
There's no one doing it.
Red strap didn't invent the thing that you just invented.
And you mentioned you cleared a patent on this. Not pending. It's clear.
No, it's pending.
But you got it in there.
I got it in there, but it's like 10 grand and a lot of freaking time.
Oh yeah,
to get this thing through. But I think it's an industry.
Dude,
eventually
it's an
an industry.
That's amazing.
And I think it will morph into the electric cars. As much as I'm not a huge I can't stand the electric car thing, but if you can drive your Tesla with your cell phone, what makes you think there's not somebody who knows how to tap into that and drive your freaking car away with it? No one even in it.
Oh, wow. They're guaranteed there's some geek out there that can do it.
My brother, Dan IT guy, can do it. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy to do it because I'm not a production guy. But I'll tell you what. All I'm thinking, the simplicity of that and the gross.
Go to Shark Tank.
Yep, that's what I was saying.
That's exactly what I was going to suggest.
I don't think there's a need though to go to Shark Tank. It's going to take care of itself.
The Lori, the girl that does the QVC and all that stuff. What you need to find a production guy that can put together the spot only, you know, a 15-second, maybe a 30-second. I suggest 15 because a 15-second slot costs less than a 30-second slot. But that is so quickly, nobody cannot understand that short little animation that shows pulling the tray out and there's the red tab. You know, you got to be a freaking moron to not understand how simple it is to get your car rolled onto a slide back, for Christ's sake.
Shoot, all you gotta, you don't even have to show how to do it. You just show the car being thefted. You know, people wearing black and pushing it onto a trailer. Let's go. And
there was something. I got footage of it. Yeah, I have footage of multiple people having their cars pushed by another car.
There was something. There's a guy on YouTube that for the new Challengers, he got his stolen or something. But there's a box you buy off of eBay and you just set it on the roof.
That's TK's garage. I'm really good friends with TK. Yep.
It unlocks the car or something like that.
It actually, if you could get close enough to the house, it will clone the key. You don't need the key. You have this box with you, and it's gone. That's why I had.
And they want to go all electric. It blows my mind. They want to go the whole freaking thing. They want to go electric with.
Now, do you understand why I'm going backwards? I'm going backwards in technology. I want a wrench on this thing.
Hey, can you?
I was scared to drill a hole.
Because it's column shift, and you just can shift it right into neutral anytime.
Dude, that's a great idea. I honestly have probably 10 inventions that I've already come up with for this and the new technology that can be brought into these.
Awesome.
So yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of ideas. My brain's ready to explode, but I work every day. So
yeah, dude, the Roadrunner is literally a slim trim screwdriver. Yeah. You're gone.
Oh, not even that. Pop the hood and take the flathead. And beep, boop.
Starter relay.
Yep. Wow. I could sell starter relay covers. I mean, come on.
Well, thank God they're Mopars, and they do a little. I can hear the fucking thing. So my neighbor's 40. My neighbor has a Ford Cougar, 68 Cougar Eliminator. Dude, that motherfucker, you breathe on the key and it fires up. So he's fucked. But my Mopar, I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've got a little bit of warning. Hey, so how do you like the car, man? You've been doing a lot of stuff to it.
I'm currently doing research. What I mean by that is digging into everything with a fine-tooth comb. And one of the first thing I noticed was the guy's like, oh, last time it was out, it ran 1040s. Oh, sweet. That's awesome. Great. How do I know that? How do I know anything about that? So I started digging. First thing I did, there was a set of tubes in a box that were laying in there, inner tubes for the rear tires. So I looked at the inner tubes that are in there. There's just a valve stem. Now, if anybody knows drag racing, you have to have a stem that actually has a nut on there that holds the stem into the rim if you're going 10 seconds. So my buddy owns Projet Nitrous. He lives right down the road from me. And he's been drag racing for freaking ever. I mean, any questions I have, he's the guy helping mentor me on what I need to know for this. And I gave him the tires. He actually works at a place that he can change the tires and do all the shit for me. So he pulls off the driver's side, has a tube in it, pulls it out, puts the other tube in, no problem. The other side, when I got the car, I noticed they hadn't put in the B-block screws into the wheel. There was none in it. And I was like, that's weird. Sure as shit, all they put was a stem in the other one. So it was a Hoosier on a rim with a stem, and they aired it up. Do that with a car that'll run 10s, and you come off the line, it's probably going to blow that tire completely off the rim and put you in the wall.
Yeah.
So first thing that happened was I gave him the tubes. He found that. As soon as he found that, I'm like, okay, time for me to dig. So now I need to look and see where they cut corners. I mean, there's a lot of nice, expensive parts on it, but time for me to really look at this. I'm huge on safety. I'm going to redo the cage. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not just going to jump in and hit the gas. As much as the little kid inside me, all I want to do is just go. You know what I mean? I got to take my time and do this right. Otherwise, I'll end up trashing the car.
Very cool.
It's amazing some of the shit you'll find on a car. You know, even the ones with expensive parts. I mean, the corners that some people choose to cut. It's like, you know, you're about to send this thing down a stretch of pavement, you know, as fast as you possibly can. You know, what are you even thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
unbelievable.
Are you bringing this thing to No Name Buzz? Or are you going to race? Or are you going to participate? Or
Man, I'm bringing what they refer to as the murder bike or the death bike. Man, it's a mini bike with a little 420cc on it.
Oh, cool.
Predator, yeah.
Yeah. Man, I am so itching to get back into a build right now. Man, I bought a house with 6 garages, 2 attached and 4 detached. The shop is stocked. I got everything. Man, it's just been a life happens kind of thing. We bought the house. We bought the house literally sight unseen. This was during the whole real estate craziness. Bought it sight unseen. It was a hoarder house. Shit was stacked 10 feet tall in some of the rooms. So I mean, that took a shit ton of my resources and time. And I just haven't been able to. What I want to put back on the road, man. I had a 49 Studebaker 2R5 that was basically a 77 Camaro under it. Camaro front clip, Camaro rear end, just some fabbed box tube rails between it. I found the truck. It's sitting in Kansas. Got to get 6-hour drive or whatever. I got to go get it.
See, this is the buzz I like, man. The algorithm shit's cool. The fucking how to get sub shit's cool, but I like this buzz. I like the fucking car. I like the guy talking about fucking cars, man.
Yeah, I kind of glaze over on some of these lives because a lot of these guys are really technical engine guys, and they're talking, valves and bore and all that stuff. I'm not an engine guy. I love to have a great engine between the rails, but I'm a fab guy. I love figuring out how's it work, the suspension. That's why I enjoy body swaps. As a matter of fact, when I do finally get this Studebaker, I don't necessarily want to body swap it, but I'm going to because I want to do a body swap. I want to take a Dakota RT and do the body swap for $100. You got the Studebaker, you got the donor truck. You put the two together with no more than $100 spent, given a reasonable tool set. You know, a 110 welder that anybody can afford, and then basic hand tools, grinders, cutting wheels, you know, that kind of stuff. Stuff that most guys would have. And I might even do it flex core just for shits and grins. I, you know, got a gas welder, of course, also a gas MIG also, but just do it flex core just to, again, prove that, man, you don't have to be Johnny Rich out there to put something together that, you know, because a lot of the guys are, you know, I've talked to at car shows, man, especially some of the younger guys, man, they love the look and the feel of the old cars, but they, you know, they weren't raised with a father that showed them how to, you know, swap out a water pump and, you know, pull the heads, and, you know, that's all foreign to them. And, you know, that's where a lot of them see some of the chassis swaps I've done on my website. And, fuck, man, we mastered that. We were going 4th gen GM cars, basically Caprice Classic, Buick Roadmaster. We did never cut up an Impala SS, I promise you. We sure thought about it, but we couldn't find them cheap. We you know, we were picking these cars up for, you know, $400 to $800. Putting the long block in it for $1,500, bringing every, you know, the cost aside from labor on some of these things was only $1,500 to put it into a sellable point. And they were all, you know, patina rods and that kind of stuff. Looked like an old, you know, beater, but, you know, figuring out how all that stuff happens and figuring out how to make all of the stuff from the modern car fit in the old car, you know, the thinking through, making the brackets, not out of brand new metal, out of something you're pulling off of, you know, smoothing out the firewall in the vintage vehicle using the deck lid or something like that. You know, repurposing, reusing, recycling, everything.
Yep.
That's
I forgot the name of the channel, but you probably watch his channel. He had a TV show.
Bad Chad.
Yeah, Bad Chad. Yeah.
I love that guy. Some guys hate that guy. I love that guy. I love him so much. I don't know. They think he's a hack. They think he's a hack. But look at some of the stuff he turns out is some pretty handsome stuff, and he's absolutely the classic work with what you have kind of guy, which I love that. I love that. You know, my attitude towards that stuff goes all the way back to when I was frickin' in elementary school putting Schwinn bikes together. You know, you see them, it's trash. You know, you're waiting around for that once a summer when they do the big trash day, and you can go get the bike parts, you know, the half bikes and that kind of stuff that people are trashing, and putting something together that you can ride and do wheelies and go over your stupid little ramps and that kind of thing. You know, and that turned into mini bikes, and mini bikes turned into go-karts, and, you know, gasoline go-karts turned into alcohol go-karts, and, you know, alcohol go-karts turned into shifter carts, and then
awesome.
Yeah, love putting shit together that shouldn't necessarily be together, but you make it sing like a song at the end of the day, you know what I mean?
My first attempt was I had a 2.5 horsepower mini bike, and you know, it had the brake was an old. Remember, your brake pedal had a metal flap that pushed on your rear tire, and I wanted it to go fast, so I had somebody had given me and my brothers a Suzuki 80. And it was a big, you know, it's one of these bikes that you stick on the back of your motorhome.
Yeah.
It's got the big back tire, or the big tires on it. I took that and geared it up and got the chain to go to this mini bike tire, you know, that's what, 8, 10, I don't know how big a mini bike tire is. And you'd get that thing up into 6th gear and it would top out at 30 miles an hour because there was no gear there. And so you'd start off and say 4th and go, wait, and you're done. But man, you got there quick. I was so happy with the thing.
Well, I was about 10 years old, had a go-kart and discovered gearing and
Yeah.
what you can do with gearing,
Yeah.
drive. Oh my God, I did some. My parents, Jeffrey! Screaming from the front porch as I'm zipping down the road at 75 fucking miles an hour. They're shitting their shorts.
Well,
Good times.
I did I don't know who invented the idea, but we did a jack shaft where I'd bring it to through a shaft, flip the tire around so that
just going to say jack shaft. That was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah. And so when I did that, okay, now I got the thing to go say 50 miles an hour. It would have gone even faster probably. But when I got into go-karts, they used to call we'd run asphalt, we'd do sprint karts, we'd do enduros, whatever. But then they had speedway karts when they run them on the dirt.
Yeah.
And on a little oval. And the go-karts in the dirt, they ran an old Horseman clutch. And you could do a 9-tooth sprocket in the front and an 85 tooth in the back. This is what the big chain back in the day go-karts. Yeah. And so the 985, you didn't have enough gear, so the thing would go down the straightaway off the corner on the clutch halfway down. And then it'd finally hook up and it'd drive off into the corner. Well, you're already off the gas. You set the cart. You're just, doing your thing. So I remember back doing the mini bike thing. I'm like, well, because you do a jack shaft to get it to go faster, you can do a jack shaft the other way. So I ended up with a 13-tooth sprocket going to a 45-tooth through a shaft and back to the tire and run a 65 on the rear tire. And that was good because everybody's flipping chains because the 85-tooth sprocket was the same size as the tire. So if you hit a bump or had somebody hit you or whatever and you got your cart, it pitched the chain. So anyway, that's how, then the clutch was locked up. You went through the corner, they'd drive off locked up, and you'd come off the track. You could put your hand on the clutch. It was hot, but it wasn't on fire.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the kind of stuff that I enjoyed growing up.
Yeah, good.
I still enjoy it.
No, yeah, and the fabricating
I'll never
what it took to make it happen. See, and then in the go-karts, this is one of my favorite subjects. I love go-karts. I won the Nationals in '85 IKF at Riverside in California, racing go-karts in 135 controlled stock. And the carburetors that we were using, I was running a Pirella engine. And that engine, was a reed engine, and the carburetor kind of aimed downhill. Your reed cage was there, and it aimed downhill. And this was a 85 engine. Anyway, the engine looked like a hamburger, and the fuel would come in the top, and then there was different stacks up there, and there was fuel pump with some of it, and then you had your diaphragm in there, and you had two jets, a high speed and a low speed screw that you could adjust. And everybody put them on with the hamburger to the top. And I never thought much of it, but in my mind, I was thinking, okay, it's a 2-stroke engine. They don't have a ton of pull on a carburetor. It's the piston going up. You packed the case as much as you could with a full circle crankshaft in there. You stuffed all the counterweight holes so that you had as much packing in your bottom end as you could so that it would pull as hard on that carburetor as possible. And it still didn't do a good job. So the carburetor being with the hamburger on the top, you had to stiffen this little fulcrum spring up that held the needle and seat closed that the diaphragm would tug on to let the fuel flow. And you had to set that spring high enough so that the gravity of the fuel wouldn't run the fuel out of the carburetor. Except I didn't know that, and so you had 13 pounds. You had a pop-off gauge you used, and you would check. You know what I'm talking about, Destroyer? Or you talk about the car in the picture?
Both.
Do you see it?
So anyway, it was 13 pounds. So I started mangling the spring to lower it down. And then the engine would sit and idle, but fuel would run out on the ground. So I thought, well, shit, it's a diaphragm carburetor. They made them originally for weed eaters and shit like that. So I flipped it upside down. Well, now the gravity held the fuel in the carburetor, and the spring was light enough that at the slightest amount of air movement, it would pick fuel up from the carburetor. So you didn't have a lean spot you had a full flow of air fuel coming in. So anyway, I did that, and everybody was looking at this thing going, well, what the hell are you doing? You got your carburetor on upside down. And one day I'm looking at the carburetor. They were made by Mikuni. And I'm looking at the carburetor with the way I had it on, and it said Mikuni, not Wikatika, whatever it is upside down. And then you had a low speed and a high speed screw, and it was an L and an H. Well, when you flipped it over, you had a whatever and an H. So when you flipped it now, it's an L and an H. So this is the way the manufacturer designed it to be. But everybody in go-kart racing put it the way they put it. And when I asked all the old go-kart guys why, Walt Myers was one of the most famous go-kart guys back in the day. Lynn Haddock, all these guys that have been around forever doing go-karts back in the 60s to modern. I mean, they're still around. Walt died a few years ago. Anyway, so the reason they put the carburetor on upside down, which was really upside down, what they thought was right side up, was so that the screws, so you could reach around, let me see if I get you could reach around your engine and tune your screws. Because if it was the other way, you had to reach this way, and you couldn't do it. So I invented a cable
Tune on the fly.
system. The two cables came up to your steering wheel, and you had a high and a low speed, and you went down the track, and you tuned your screws there for your mixture.
yeah.
Damn, dude.
Now, the other
Brilliant.
dummy thing they did was they used the cylinder head temperature to see about rich and lean. Well, if you were out at Riverside at Adams Kart Track, you got up to about 70 miles an hour. But if you went out to Riverside International Raceway, you got up to 135 miles an hour. And if you made that cylinder head temperature at 320 degrees like you ran it at Adams, you stuck the piston at Riverside because you got it so lean to get the temp there because there was no air going past it 70 compared to 130.
John,
So-
you guys are doing 130 in go-karts, dude?
Oh yeah. The record's 190 something miles an hour with a 2-cylinder Rotax. Or did I say that? Bulbier Rotax. Anyway.
Okay, question of the hour.
Anyway,
Full face or open?
full face. Full face. At Riverside, my buddy Craig Winton went down the long straightaway at Riverside into the big turn. I think it's turn 11. It's a big, giant Monza turn that come around, and then it come up past the pit area and went off into the S turns. And he was clocked down that back straightaway at 183 miles an hour on his shifter cart. 250 Rotax. But anyway, so
and nothing feels faster than that kind of speed. I've done nothing even close to those
Yeah,
speeds.
you
I've never
probably-
broke 100.
100 miles an hour, you're freaking freighting. We do the sprint carts. We ran it at 100 miles an hour. What was so
Inch
cool
and a
about the
half off the
sprint
ground.
carts? Yeah, the sprint carts were 100 cc. Most people used Yamaha at the time, which is a piece of shit. It was the greatest thing ever when it came out, but it was a piece of shit later. TKM, Comet, I don't remember all the different engine manufacturers out there then, but anyway, you'd go down that straightaway at Riverside, and you're doing 100 miles an hour, and you're in a pack, and you knew what it was like for the NASCAR boys at Talladega and Daytona. Because you would tuck in behind the guy in front of you, and that tack would start rising. And we just had a little digital tack on our steering wheel. And you just watch, you're like, holy shit, I'm at 14,000 RPMs now. And you draft past them, and you go past them like you look over and you're going by them. And looking over at that speed, by the way, if you got a visor, it's gone. It would take off. But anyway, so you're going along, you look over, you go past them, you're like, oh, hell yeah, I got this thing. You go in the next corner, and there he is on your bumper doing the same thing, going past you. It was some fun stuff. I love it. I'd go back to it if I could afford it and do it and enjoy it again. I'd love it.
Yeah. There's
Still
nothing.
don't know about this carburetor thing, by the way, guys. If you're going to go do go-karting, turn your carburetor upside down. It's really the right side up.
That's a great stories, man. If no, best I've ever done in a kart is low 90s.
Yeah.
But he's right, man. They're so tiny, and you've heard how people refer to handles like a go-kart, but man, when you're an inch and a half off the ground, and most mostly those things handle so nicely. God, yeah, what a bunch of fun. I got a big old rush right now just listening to you talk about that stuff, man.
The handling is amazing.
Wow.
We used to do the speed drum, they called it, in Las Vegas. I want to say it's a 3/8 mile, fairly high bank track. I want to say it's about 12 degree. I don't know if it's that high. Anyway, we go out there, and when you're running like a Yamaha 100cc sprint cart, you never lifted. It was wide open all the way around. And it was just awesome. It was so much fun to get in those packs of swarms of cars. Everybody's like, oh, this is boring, this left-hand turn thing. And they go out on the road courses because there's a big road course at Las Vegas too, in the parking lot area. And if you get out to the parking lot area, when you go to Vegas, you'll see all the tire tracks. They run it every weekend. And anyway, so everybody's like, oh, road course, that's real racing, left, right-hand turn. You got to brake, you got to do this, you got to do that. Well, the guy out in front's like 60 cart lengths out front. And then you have maybe one or two here. You'd be 18 carts and nobody's passing. You got somebody's driving away and somebody, and then you get out at the oval and nobody could get away, and so you just in big giant buzz packs. It was just so much fun. Yeah. Just amazing.
So Dutch, what's up with the picture? I want to hear the story. That picture is badass. What do you got, brother?
Well, it was. I brought it up to Tall John last time when we were. My grandfather was a very well-known bracket racer. Like, he used to race with Sox and Martin. He was on their drag team, just all this kinds of stuff. And this is actually, my grandma gave me this picture today. Let's see if I can get it not to glare. But this was the World Finals they had at National Trail, and he won that year.
Right on. Yay, Grams.
And
hell yeah.
This car has been all over the country and everywhere. And
do you know what's
that
become
man,
of the car?
He just passed away a year and a half ago, and the car's actually going to my uncle. I didn't have the heart to buy it. I could have, but my grandpa bought that car brand new in '65. He ordered it when he was 16 years old.
At least it's staying in the family.
It is. My uncle is not mechanically inclined in the least bit, so I have concerns with that. But he has the pocketbook to make up for not being mechanically inclined.
Does he live close enough to where you guys can kind of pal around in it and, take it out to, weekender type of thing?
He lives in Detroit, and we live about 2 hours from Detroit, but we don't see eye to eye. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, I'm his redneck nephew, and he's the suit and tie guy.
Yeah, can't we all just get along?
Yeah.
But there's going to come a day when that car will not be running good, and he will not be able to pay anybody to get it running good, and that's when the car will come back home.
Right on.
There you go.
Keep your eyes on the prize, brah.
Yeah.
He could bracket race like nobody else's business. I have seen him pull double O's reaction time more often than not, and he would never red light.
Damn.
I mean, but he raced the same car for, how old is that car? 50, 60 some years, but he bracket raced all those years, same setup. And one of the short story, I'll try and keep it short, but Dad and him hadn't raced. Last time they raced was in like 2000, and once my dad's Duster blew up, and they have a local show at the biggest track over here in Michigan. It's called 131 Dragway, and they do a Ford versus Mopar event. And I had just got my first Aspens, whatever, and it was like 2016, I think it was. And so I convinced Grandpa to get out, dust the gloves off and go back out to this track. And we're walking around, and he's not thinking he's going to do very well at all, but he's out there. That was the main thing. This man's 70 some years old, and he kept cutting lights and getting his way through the ranks and everything. And he actually won the entire event. Wow. This man that hadn't raced in almost 20 years, he's 70 some years old, and everybody, tradition, at least in our part, is when somebody beats you in bracket racing, you come up and shake their hand and, congratulate them. You get all these guys that go to the track every weekend. They have no idea who this old man is, who just is whooping everyone. And this guy comes up. He's got a Hemi Challenger, $100,000 car. You know, just he's walking around my grandpa's car, and he's like, "You're not even running cheater slicks or anything." My grandpa looks him straight in the face, and he walks over and he says, "Son, I bought those tires at clearance at Walmart 15 years ago. They're actually winter tires." The guy's just mouth just drops, and he's like, "Are you serious?" He's like, yeah, they're like 25, 35 bucks. Man, I think they're trailer tires, maybe.
That's awesome.
He was
Man, I love you say Detroit, man. When I was a kid, elementary school and junior high, we were living in a suburb of Detroit, a little city called Trenton. And in the distance, you could hear, I think it's now defunct, the Detroit Dragway. And I kept asking my dad, "What's that?" And he took me out there one night, and it was all over for me, man. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. We got to keep it going. We got to get these kids nowadays into that. Get them off those stupid machines and get them in a real machine.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, one of the biggest problems with today too is that, like NASCAR. You know, if you want to get people interested in roundy round, don't take them to see NASCAR. Go take them to something like maybe some of the grassroots places. You know, when I was a kid, NASCAR sponsored our local racetrack, and they had a whole series of different, you know, like one of my favorite classes was the pony stocks, and they run Pintos and Mustang, you know, the little Mustang 2s. Those are the greatest to watch.
Yeah.
And that's gone now. NASCAR's pulled out everything, and they're all worried about what do you call them? You know, a rope hanging in the garage. You know, stupid shit.
They won't sing the anthem. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But well, guys, I hate to cut you short, but I have to get up and assemble a milking parlor in the morning.
Oh yeah, no.
So
you guys want me to fire up a live, or somebody, John, you want to fire one up? Destroyer, you want to fire one up?
Whatever you guys want to do, go ahead.
You go ahead.
I'll jump in.
I'm good. I'll go. I'll be there. We can stay right here if you don't want to be in the public. Stay right here. But let's go fire one up. Do it live.
Okay,
Hey.
I can fire one up.
Yeah, fire one up there, Muscle City.
Okay.
Thank you, Dutch. I appreciate you letting me on, man. Thank you so much.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
Dutch, had a
appreciate
great
you
time.
guys coming
Appreciate
out. So,
See you, Dustin.
Buzz, I got to get back with you. I meant to get back with you last week, and we've been so darn busy.
No
And
worries,
I tried uploading that video twice, and it kicked me off. So I'll try again.
No worries, man. Anytime. You got my email, right? Yeah, we exchanged. So
Yep.
I'm always available, especially for the No Name 500 and No Name Nationals guys.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, and thank you all for coming in, and I will see
Stay
you guys
blessed,
next
brother.
time.
Be good.
Thanks, Dutch. I'll be
See you
good.
later, Pink Duster.
Later, dude.
See it.
Later, Dutch.